Will she be early? The answer is yes. Hey, everybody. Yeah. All right. We are here. We're rocking out early. Right, Strega? I saw your comment there and I was like, hey, my people are here. You let me know that you're here. That means it's time for me to join in the fun, the shenanery, the tomfoolery, if you will. There we go. Everybody's commenting. Hey, guys. Okay. So let me get rid of this blue banner at the top of my head. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Okay, everybody's commenting. I'm so glad you guys are here. Okay, let me start out by saying that big announcement. And of course, as soon as I go to talk about it, then the banner drops off. What was that all about? Here we go. Okay. I am starting a second channel. And when I say starting, I mean technically it already exists. It's been existed. It has some subscribers. So anyway, it is down here, FitFlavorFun Uncensored. You can search for it in Google. If you want to join me in even more shenanery, right? This is the place to do it. So this channel is going to be dedicated to all things Allie that are not GLP-1 related. So I'm going to keep the GLP-1 content here, but let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on. I know I was talking to you guys in my last video about planners, journaling, sewing. I've gotten requests to do all sorts of product reviews that are not GLP related. So in order to keep everything clean, I'm going to be doing this second channel and I'm going to show it up here one more time. Don't worry. I am going to remind you at the end of this video to jump over there and subscribe. So don't feel like you have to jump out of the live. If you're watching on the replay, please pause for a moment and jump over and subscribe to that channel. So I'm going to be doing a lot of fun stuff over there. I'm pretty excited. It's going to be everything. When we, coming up on spring, when we do our gardening stuff, I'll have gardening stuff, right? I've got all sorts of journals, planners. Guys, I've really gone like all out. Reading reviews, movie reviews, okay? My first movie review is going to be coming out. And of course, it's going to be Avatar. So I just went to go see that this weekend. Let me know down in the comments if you have seen the new Avatar movie. If you haven't, what are you doing? You're crazy. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. All right. Let me jump over to the comments here. This was the one that got everything started today. Strega, she's like, hey, will she be early? Yes. All right. Hello from South Kakalaki. Hello. Hey. I'm so glad you guys are here. All right. I'm going to run through the comments really quick. If you are new to one of my lives, make sure you let me know. Let my community know because we love to bring in the newbies. If you have questions, make sure that you put some question marks or QQQ in front of your question because I would love to be able to help you out. So, living the Boise life. It's very cute. I wonder if you live in Boise. Wouldn't it be wild if you didn't? I mean, that would be like, hey there. Journey of Life 143. 143 used to be pager code for I love you. So you're going to have to let me know if that's what that's all about. And you guys need to let me know, did you have a pager? Do you know what that is? Let me know in the comments. Okay. Hey, Aussie girl. Good morning, everyone, from very warm Adelaide, Australia. I am dying to go there. So excited to be waiting for a live. Well, we're here. We're here. We're crazy. We get started early. Yay! Doris is here. Hello. Okay. Hey, Neo Queen. Can it be? Did I finally make a live? Yes, you did. And I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, Patty's here from Utah. Awesome. Francine is here from Orlando. Love that. I used to live in Jupiter, Florida. So since you're in Orlando, you probably know where that is. People always thought I was crazy when I was like, oh, yeah, I'm from Jupiter, Florida. And they're like, is that a place? Yes, that's a real place. Down in the Dale. Shelly. Hey, Shelly. How's it going? Cindy. Cindy's giving me the Heidi face. Like, hello. Hey there. Roxanne. Hello. I'm glad I checked in early. Yes. Yeah. It's always a fair bet to check in early with me. Hello from Kentucky. Hey, that's a new one. Hello. Happy you're here. Yes. Neo Queen, second channel. I'm going to pop it up on the screen again at the end. But yeah, it's just going to be everything not GLP1 related. So I'm super excited. I've got a whole bunch of stuff planned. I'm recording it this weekend. It's going to be great. So if you are somebody that really enjoys how much fun we have in our lives, I think you'll really enjoy that channel. Of course, it started out as my canine nutrition channel. For those of you who are new, who may not be aware, I am a canine nutritionist. And there will still be, canine nutrition and feline nutrition stuff over there. If you get over there and you want to check out some of my older videos, feel free, because A, you might learn something, and B, you'll have a lot of fun seeing me at my biggest, right? I know I've included some clips here on this channel, but you'll get to see me kind of in action over there. You'll get to see my standard poodle service dog breeding program that we had. There's a lot of really fun stuff over there. If you want cute videos of puppies where they're, crawling over to pick their Hogwarts houses, right? Like, there's a lot of really cute stuff over there. So definitely check it out. And like I said, I'll put the link back up. It's going to be FitFlavorFun Uncensored, and it's already up. So hey, Allie, thanks for your post today about Reddit article and the truth. You are very welcome. I think I remember your comment that you put on that video. Yeah, you are very welcome. I am extremely excited because someone was kind enough to send me the article that was being referenced. So get ready for a part 2, because I'm going to read the article and give you a little bit of an update, because I like to make sure that I'm being fair in my assessment. I basically approached that video from a let me share more information type of angle. But now that I've actually got my paws on the article, I'm going to tear it apart. So stay tuned, because I'm very excited for that. And I'm super grateful to the subscriber who decided to send that to me. So, hey, Barbara's here. Hello from Wisconsin. Well, hello there. Howdy. Michelle says howdy. Gabrielle, Gabby says hi. I was avoiding work by watching your other video. It's shenanery time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you're new here, make sure if you have a question, right, you got something on your mind, make sure you put the QQQ, other question marks, and I'll be sure to grab your question. Okay, Tracy says, hello. Always good to join in on the shenanery. Yes. By the way, what are you guys drinking tonight? What you got? What is your liquid of choice? Mine is zero sugar sweet tea. I got a comment on one of my videos where this chick was like, telling people that tea and coffee can help them reach their water goal is really irresponsible. And I was like, oh, if she had only been here for the last live. We had so much fun in that live. If you have not watched that live or you missed that one, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not going to explain the inside joke. Just go watch it. Just go watch it. We had a blast. We were having so much fun. When I left out of that live, my face was like hurting. You know, when you laugh and you smile so much, and then like your face muscles are just like, oh, that's how I felt. That's how much fun we had. Okay. Like to make things. Like to make things. Hey, I like that. Hey, from Canada. I love people from Canada. They're always so sweet. Hey, Karen, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Todd's in the house. What's up, Todd? Hey, Allie and everyone, happy to catch another fun time live with the gang. Yes, we are a gang. We're like a positive community gang. We're not super menacing, though. But if we were a gang, what color would we wear? That's the thing. Then what would we wear? Okay. Hey, Janet's here. Oh my God, I got a letter from my coverage asking me to ask the doctor to switch me to the new pill. Really? It's cheaper, no way. They say it doesn't digest right. Okay, so Janet, you are always on point. How do you manage to do this? Like things that I'm thinking about that I want to make sure that I cover. It's like Janet is always there to bring it up. It's almost like you're reading my mind. It's wild. Okay, so Janet is referring to the new pill that is on the market, right? It's Wegovy. And there are some key points that you need to keep in mind when it comes to taking this oral pill. And unfortunately, we live in a world where doctors do not give you all the information. And I am hoping, praying that they at least get this part right? Because many of them do not give their patients enough information when it comes to GLP-1s in general. So I've got my fingers crossed. Let's go over this. So when it comes to the Wegovy pill, it is so important that you read the instructions. So you have to take the pill first thing in the morning. It needs to be on a fasted stomach with 4 ounces or less of a liquid to swallow the pill. Okay. Then you cannot eat or consume anything for at least 30 minutes. Okay. Why is this? Well, it's because this pill has a special coating to help it to stay in one piece as it moves through your digestive system, right? The whole reason why oral GLP-1s have been so challenging in the marketplace and in research is because your body just digests it, breaks it down, right? And then it's done. With this pill, right, it has that added coating. So if you take it correctly, it should work. Now, a couple things that you want to keep in mind is if you are someone who is on tirzepatide, right? Zepbound, Mounjaro, switching to Wegovy may not be ideal unless you are somebody who has already reached your goal weight and you're looking for options for maintenance, right? We want to keep in mind that this is still semaglutide. So if you are looking to lose more weight, it may not be the best fit for you, especially if you are already on the best option, which currently on the market is going to be your tirzepatide option. So yeah, so Janet, thank you so much for bringing that up. I think it's really interesting that your insurance company has already sent out a letter and they're like, hey, do you want to take this pill? So I can tell you I will not be taking the pill. Not even for maintenance. Make sure that you are reviewing the side effects. Make sure you are reviewing the side effects with your doctor. I think there are going to be a lot of people that get on the Wegovy pill and they're like, this doesn't work. Why am I doing this? I think part of it is going to be because it's semaglutide and part of it is going to be user error, right? because while you still have to take it daily, you have to take it daily correctly, right? And there's room for error there. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But if they're asking you to ask your doctor to switch you, please keep in mind you don't have to. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is if you switch to the pill and you still want to lose weight or it's not working well for you, you may find that if you try to go back to the injection, then you're having to fight your insurance all over again. And I definitely don't wish that on anyone. So make sure you're talking to your doctor. Make sure you have a backup plan in case insurance is going to fight you on it. My thing is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right? You're already taking injections, or maybe you're considering getting on a GLP-1, right? Like it's just one of those things. You got to be careful with it. Eventually we will get to a point where it won't be a problem to switch from one to the other or to try something for maintenance. And if it doesn't work, then you can just go back. But the problem is there's such a big price difference that for many of these insurance companies, they are going to fight you on trying to get back on another medication. So be careful with that. Janet, great comment. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. We all love shenanery. All right. Let me scroll down here because we got a bunch of comments while I was blathering on about the Wegovy pill. Losing it grays. Allie, your hair is so long. Yeah, it's growing. It's doing pretty good. For those of you who may be new or who don't know me, I decided to cut my hair to make it shorter and then decided that I didn't really like it. Although it has been a little bit curlier. It's not curly today, but it has been curlier. Are those dragons or ekrons on your shirt? They are, in fact, ekrons. So one of the things that I was talking about earlier is that one of the first movie reviews I'm going to do over on my second channel, which is FitFlavorFun Uncensored, is a movie review. I'm also going to be doing book reviews. It's basically going to be all the shenanery without the GLP-1. GLP-1 part staying right here. Extra shenanery going to that other channel. So, but yes, very astute. I am a huge Avatar fan. As a matter of fact, after watching this movie, I have decided that I'm going to read all of the graphic novels. There's some comics, graphic novels that are out that fill in kind of like the in-between. I've decided that I just love it and I'm just going to do it. So yeah, glad you noticed that. Okay. Patty says Mochi is advertising oral semaglutide. Is this for real? Okay. So yes, there are oral semaglutide and tirzepatide on the market. They are, from what I've seen, and I can't speak to Mochi's product because I'm not familiar with it, but from what I've seen from most of the telehealth companies is that they're doing a sublingual, right? So it's not a pill, it's a sublingual, it's a liquid that goes under your tongue. Now, here is the challenge that I've seen with people who have tried these. Again, it has potential to be a good option if you are at goal weight and looking for something for maintenance that is not an injection. But many people have complained specifically that have done the oral tincture tirzepatide that they had increased inflammation and that they stopped losing weight. They were able to maintain their weight, but they stopped losing weight. So is it real? Yes. Many of these telehealth companies are doing their own research. They're running their own studies. They're creating their own products and their own product lines. And I think that it's good to have this level of competition. Now, do I think it's good that, some of them are out there making claims like, oh yeah, this is just as good as the injection? No, I'm not a fan of that. I feel like it is morally the responsibility of the doctor, right? To say, hey, if you're still trying to lose weight, if you're still trying to reach goal, this may not be the best option for you. But honestly, Mochi specifically is under fire right now because they have had quite a few patients that have posted videos online where they've ended up in the hospital because of being forced up in dosing. And more on that to come because I have a video. I managed to snag one of the videos and talk to one of the people that this happened to. So more to come on that. But yes, it is real. But it may not be a good option for you. So it's important to do your research and talk to your doctor. Hey, Tara's here. Hey there. I'm so glad you're here. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, excited for the new channel. Me too. Me too. I have some really awesome stuff planned for that channel. And it's going to be a lot of the things that people have been asking for, but it's just not really, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea that's just here for GLP-1 stuff, right? So Mineral Lady. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is doing well. Oh, yeah. Hey, Cindy from Iowa. Neo Queen. Yay, books. Yes. Books, anime, movies. It's basically everything that I love that's not a GLP-1. It's all going to be there. It's going to be great. I'm excited. Hey, Super Skitty. Hey, I think I've read some of your comments before. I love that name. Super Skitty from Ohio. Not new, but it's been a hot minute since I caught a live. Oh, you're not new. You've been here around. You've been here a long time. All right. Almeida 142. Hey, we had a 143 earlier. Hello. Well, hello there. Yeah. Patty, I grabbed your comment before I saw that you had put it as a question. But yeah, we got that one. We're good. It would be wild if I did not. Oh, yes. Living in Boise. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. What? My ADD brain was kicking in and it was like, wild if we did what? What's happening? Hey, Shelly's here. Okay. Hi, Allie. Hello. What do you think about taking your shot when you have the flu with a fever? Okay. So this is a great question. It really depends on where you are in your GLP-1 journey. So, for example, for me, it's been a really long time since I've had severe side effects. I get occasional nausea right here and there. So, for me, if I had the flu and a fever, I would likely take my medication, right? Because it's not going to cause me to have any side effects. I actually feel better on tirzepatide, so I would likely take my shot per usual. Now, for other people who are in different places in their journey and they may be experiencing side effects, then they may want to, postpone a few days, see if you start feeling better. My key thing with stuff like this, no matter what the sickness or ailment is if you are having trouble staying hydrated, then you may want to talk to your doctor about moving your shot day, skipping a shot day, right? Because when you have the flu, when you have the fever, when you have food poisoning, when you have any of the things, right? Your body is run down. And then if you have an appetite suppressant on top of that, that's making you not want to hydrate, right? That could be problematic and it could make it so that you're sicker longer. And the whole point is to get better. So, Shelly, great question. I hope you don't have the flu. I hope that's not what you're telling me. I hope not. but I know a lot of people are getting the flu. It's going around. It's that time of year. Um, but yeah, this would be a case by case basis. Okay. Tara, haven't had a live since before Christmas. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I took a couple of weeks off, spent time with family, all that fun stuff. I hope you had a great Christmas. I did. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Lots of shenanery. That's what we got going on. Okay. Yay. I know what a pager is. Great. Super Skitty says, I had a pager years ago. I had the purple translucent one. That was my favorite. Hey, there's a Chevin. What are you doing, Chevin? Okay. I had a pager in the 90s. Yes. Pagers were the best. Pagers, pager code. Love it. I was decorating my new planner and I got all of these, old school stickers and stuff, which I'll show you over on the other channel. Anyway, so much fun. I'm loving it. And I got some that have like a pager, a Nokia phone, right? And it's just like, what? So great. Okay. We got a question. After I open my multitude compound tirzepatide, multitude? How long can I use it before it's no good? So it should have a best used by date or a BUD date on it. So that's the first thing you want to check. Secondly, once it's punctured the first time, ideally you want to use it up within the designated time frame, which for most compounds is going to be 30 days. I know that there are some companies that do a multi-month vial, right? It'll be like a bigger vial. But just keep in mind, you want to make sure you're using clean practices because every time you puncture that vial, right, there's the risk for contamination. So yeah, check that best use by date. And then if it's a 30-day supply, you want to use it up in 30 days. There are people that go longer, right? Especially if they're microdosing, but you just really want to stay on top of those clean practices, right? Wash your hands, use an alcohol wipe, do the things. Okay. Hey, Roxanne said, yes, I had a pager. Used to have to go pay phone and return calls. Yes, me too. Michelle says, I had a pager. Healthcare. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anybody is on call. I think they still have those. You still get paged if you work in a healthcare setting, doctor, hospital, whatnot. I could be wrong. Yes, I had Sky Pager where people could send messages and I could read them on the pager. The good old days. Yes, I love it. I never had one that fancy. I went from a pager to what was it? It was like my dad's hand-me-down BlackBerry, right? Where it had like the little keyboard, the little tiny buttons. Anyway, the good old days. Hey, Brit's here. I made it too. Yay! I'm on a walk. I just saw Amy live as well. 2 in a row. That's awesome. Yes, the new channel. Here, let me put it up here so you guys can see it. Just in case you're just now joining, the big announcement. Second channel, full of shenanery. I hope to see you over there. Okay, let me go up. Let me go up. I lost where I was. Go back. Go back. Sky Pager. Yep. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Another channel. Okay, I have a lot of questions. I don't know where to start. Well, Lynn, you're in the right place. Just write down your questions and just start putting them in the chat. Or if you have a lot of questions, you want to put them all in one chat. I think it'll cut you off after a certain point, but there's no limit to questions. Okay? No limit to questions. Ask as many questions as you want. And if you're new to my lives, I tend to be here for a while. So, yeah. Francine said, Jupiter is real. It's a pretty area. I have friends there. Yes, it is real. Hello from Cedar Ridge, Colorado. I got to go to Colorado. It's so pretty. Good. Shelly, she was saying, down in the Dale was saying, go start with the QQQ and go from there. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Lynn is very new. Hey, that's okay. We're happy to have you. I'm glad you're here. I'm excited about your questions. So I'll keep on the lookout for it. Wait for it. Just kidding. Hey. I can't start acting out all of your names because then we'll be here forever. Me. I sent it. That's right. Shelly. Yes. Shelly was kind enough to send me the article. Thank you. I can't wait for the full article review. Yeah, it's going to be good. I just kind of perused it just very quickly earlier when I was supposed to be working. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be good. So I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Hey, somebody else from Colorado. Colorado in the house. What? Drinks to Colorado. Doris is being good. She's drinking water. Hey, Colorado buddies. That's right. Ice water as always with that Boise life. Brit's like, Prosecco. Wait, I meant to say water. Wait, Prosecco. With a twist. That's too funny. Love that. Okay, Roxanne, I'm a quart low on the hydration, so I hope that I get fully caught up during this live. Absolutely. Listen, we super hydrate on this show. We do. By the way, have you guys hit the like button? We've got 120 people in the live right now. Make sure you hit that like button because what it does is it tells the algorithm, as my friend Dave likes to say, that people are enjoying the live and it will push it out to all of my subscribers because YouTube is weird and it doesn't tell everybody. So make sure you hit that like button. If you're just joining, thank you for being here. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Love your shirt. Thank you. I am so excited to do my review of the new Avatar movie. It'll be on my other channel. Hey, look, there it is down there. FitFlavorFun Uncensored. Yeah, I thought I added it there. Okay, Mineral Lady. By the way, my questions are coming soon. Listen, you guys, you're teasing me with these questions. I'm excited. Let's have them. Let's get into it. Hey, Allie, everyone from Penny and Joni from Illinois. So happy you're here. Okay, Nurse Tara, she's drinking water with Belly Welly. I gotta say that of the company names, that one is really fun to say. I give them kudos for excellent planning and advertising on that one. Okay. Cindy, what are you drinking? Half a lemon. That sounds tart. I'm just kidding. Half a lemon, half an orange, 24-ounce unsweetened iced tea. Nice. 4 packs equal. Love citrus with the tea. Me too. Although I will say that if I'm doing green tea, my favorite is jasmine. Jasmine or toasted rice. I know, it sounds weird. Is it Toomey? I think it's Toomey is the brand of the tea that does the toasted rice green tea. It is so good. So good. Neo Queen, my favorite drink, plain water. Well, it's a shame that that won't hydrate you. I'm sorry to say. What? Okay. Gabby says, I'm drinking my pretentious tea again. Green tea with acai berry. Definitely not water. Good, because water does not hydrate you. And if you don't get the joke, you got to go watch the last live. Okay. Hey, hi from Montenegro. What? Well, hello there. I'm so glad you're here. Be you. You are best at it. Hey there. I always feel like that's like one of those motivational speaker things. I love that. Okay. Chanda or Shanda. Hey ya. Tuned in from the Cayman Islands. Are you crazy? What is going on tonight? First of all, why am I not with you? How could you go to the Cayman Islands without me? I thought we were friends. Just finished at the gym drinking passion fruit liquid IV, ready for the shenanery. I love that. And I love that you're in the Cayman Islands. I hope that you're having a wonderful time. I hope the weather is fantastic. I'm so jealous. Okay, Roxanne says, not any liquid with the pill. That one really does have to be water. Saw a doc on the downsize today. Okay, great. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I've seen some stuff out about it, but I wasn't 100% sure. But yeah, it makes sense. It would just be water. Oh, hi. I forgot it was Thursday. Hello, Dr. Allie, awesome and all. Hey. I'm so glad you're here. Side note, if you're new here, I'm not a doctor. So this just to clarify. I don't want anybody walking out of here thinking I'm giving medical advice. Very close, but not actually. You apparently have to separate it from your other needs too. Sucks if you're also on Synthroid, which also needs a 30-minute wait. Yeah. Yeah, you literally cannot take the Wegovy pill with anything else. Can't take it with your vitamins, can't take it, and apparently it has to be water, 4 ounces or less. Like there's a lot of, other meds. I got what you were saying. Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know? But I think it's going to be a great option, right, for a lot of people. I'm in maintenance, no pill for me, tirzepatide. Woo! I'm a tirzepatide girly too. I get it. Okay. Lisa says, hey, Allie, I've been on 5 milligram Manjaro for 3 weeks. I was on 2.5 for 6 months. Good for you. And every muscle in my body is hurting. Is this normal? Yes. So, one thing that can happen, and this used to happen to me, by the way. One thing that can happen is you can have fatigue, joint pain. You can just really feel like almost like you've got the flu, right? But you don't really have the flu. But that fatigue where you just feel like everything feels really heavy and moving just takes all of your energy. Just know that it's not going to be this way forever. If you go back to my very first videos, you will see a lot of them are recorded from the bed. And I talk about the fatigue, and I had it every shot day, like the day after, for a day or two until I got used to that dose. The longer you stay on a specific dose, your body will acclimate, right? And those kind of fatigue, sore muscle, heaviness, right? That'll go away. Now, one thing that I will say that I wished that I had known about was NAD+. If you are experiencing this kind of extreme fatigue, and let's say, you can't spend 2 to 3 days in bed, utilizing an NAD+ injection can be a life changer. So if you're looking for a reliable source, I've got it linked down here at the bottom. It's actually ticking by right now. The Try Shed. I have a 30% off coupon code that is still good. I fought for you guys to be able to keep that coupon code. So it is still good. You can still use it. And give the NAD+ injections a try. It's a game changer for me. I love it. I wish that I had known about it sooner, because now it's just part of my weekly routine. And that is the only thing that I have found that helps with the fatigue. I know a lot of people say, do B12. That did nothing for me. Of course, you want to make sure you're staying hydrated and you want to rest, right? Don't be trying to overdo it. But your best option is to just stick with it, and it will get better. So as I went up in dose, I found that the fatigue, it went from 2 or 3 days to, like, maybe a few hours. So, and now I don't have it at all. I can go up in dose, no fatigue. So, just to give you a little bit of hope there. Okay. I am definitely not. Thanks, Sally. Okay. I think that was about the thing. Okay. Hey, Patty says, will Medicare cover the new pill? That is a great question. If I had to speculate, my answer would be yes. I know that there are going to be a lot of changes come April when it comes to Medicare and what they will cover for GLP-1s. I think that it would be silly because it's effectively going to be the cheapest option for them not to cover it. So my prediction would be yes, but I don't have anything definite on that. But it's a great question. Okay, Lisa says, I just remember you saying you were in bed on the weekends, your injection on Friday. It's the same for me. How long did it last? Okay, yeah. Yeah, we went over that. One thing you can do, Lisa, that I forgot to mention, so I'm glad that you wrote a little bit more, is make sure that you are documenting your timing of when you take your injection. For example, for me, I take my injection, I immediately feel the results. It's been like this since I first started. Within an hour, maybe 2 hours, I'm feeling it. For some people, it takes 24 hours or even 2 days for them to start to feel it. So, use that to your advantage. Track when it is that you're starting to feel the fatigue, and time your injection accordingly. So, for example, if you are a working person and you have to make it to the weekend, but you need to be okay by Monday, and it takes 24 hours for you to start feeling the fatigue, what you could do is time it up so that you're taking it on a Thursday night. And then by Friday night, right, your fatigue is kind of kicking in, then through the weekend, right? And it won't be the whole weekend every single time. Like I said, it gets better. But yeah, I wish somebody had told me about the NAD injections back then because it just makes a huge difference. Wait for it. I won't be taking anything if I can't learn how to navigate a website. I'm clueless with technology. I tried to sign up for 3 hours today, 2 different companies. I gave up. Oh my goodness. Well, hey, if you need some help, send me a message. I know that sometimes it can be really challenging for these websites, and trying to click through and figure it out can be frustrating. So, and I don't want you to give up. So, just shoot me an email, let me know what site you're looking at, and let's see if we can take a look at it together, and see if I can walk you through it. Because I know some of these websites are not exactly user friendly, and I feel for you on that. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yep, we're doing it. Thank you, by the way. All right. Starlight. Sounds like a superhero. Been on 7.5, both Zep and now Compound for 13 weeks. It's helping with weight loss about 1.5 pounds weekly. That's phenomenal. But some food noise, but not too bad. Okay. I have Zep 10 milligram pens in my fridge. Not sure what to do. So I would ask how much of the 7.5 compound you have left. Okay. So if you've got a couple weeks left of that, I always advise people to try to use up their compound first before using pens. Because if you look at the expiration date on those pens, it is significantly longer, right? It's good to have those as a backup. It's good to have those in case we run into another shortage. I know many of the people who have, just recently started on a GLP-1, you didn't experience the scarcity saga that was, the shortage that we had, and it was just so stressful and horrible. I don't wish that on anybody. So as long as you can hold on to those pens and they're not going to expire, I highly recommend that you do that. Now, if you've been on 7.5 for, any number of weeks and you want to go up in dose, definitely talk to your doctor. I know that for many people, when that food noise starts creeping in, right, even if they're still losing weight, that's when they want to talk to their doctor about going up. And it'll take, a little bit of time for them to get the prescription in, get it sent out to you, right? And you continue use your compound while that's taking place. So yeah, Starlight, definitely talk to your doctor. And if at all possible, if those Zep bound pens, I was trying to run it all together, have a good date on them, like end of this year, next year, the year after, try to hold on to those if you can. So, great question. Definitely talk to your doctor. Okay. Rebecca says, I'm on Humana Healthcare. I was paying $0 copay in December for Zep 90-day supply. Now it costs me $100 for a 30-day supply. I'm wondering why not 90 days. So I'm not as familiar with the specific plans, right? And the, part D, part C, part Z, right? But I know that for many people, their deductible has reset, right? Because it's a new year. Many people, when they started out on their journey, they had already met their deductible, so they were doing like a $0 copay or a very low copay, but now that deductible has reset. So what I would do is contact your Humana Health Medicare plan and figure out what your deductible is. That way you can look at it and see how many times you're going to have to pay that $100 30-day supply copay, and you can make a plan from there. But yeah, this is the number one question that I have seen in the support groups since the first. So great question, Rebecca. Hey, Christy's here. Hello, Christy Ann in the house. Hey, Mary's here, checking in from Illinois. We got more it's like the battle of the Illinois and Colorado up in here. What is happening? I'm so glad you guys are here, though. Okay. Living a Boise life. She got a question. Will you be creating a new Facebook group or group somewhere, maybe on Discord? It was very helpful and I miss it. Yes. And I get messages about this all the time. I hear you, everyone. So for those of you who may be new, I had a Facebook group and it got pretty big at one point and then Facebook shut it down. And so we restarted it. And then just as it was growing, they shut it down again. It's incredibly frustrating and quite frankly, heartbreaking because, myself, my awesome moderator team, who I love, we put like documents in there, helpful recipes, like especially in the first group, I had so much stuff that I was just like all sorts of helpful documents that I dumped in there. And then Facebook was like, no, you're selling illegal news, so you have to get out of here. I'm like, we're talking about a doctor prescribed medication. Can we get the AI on board? Meanwhile, there are other Facebook groups out there. I know you didn't mean to get me off on a tangent, Boise Life, but this is what happens. Meanwhile, there are other groups out there that are either run by scammers or straight up do nothing but scam people out of their money for GLP1s. And those manage to stick around. But the actual support groups get dinged. I don't understand. Having said all of that, yes, I have been looking at some options. I want to find something that is user-friendly for my Medicare crowd and also is not something that you have to pay to join. I'm looking into it, and I'm trying to find something that'll be a good option for us. I don't want somebody to be able to come in and take it away, because honestly, I was so sad. I was heartbroken the first time, and then the second time I was like, I can't take it anymore. It was just it was just rough. So, I miss you guys. I hear you. I see your emails and your messages to me. So yes, we are going to have something. I just haven't decided what we're going to do. So, stay tuned. Okay, Rebecca says, wonder why my insurance would let me have a 30-day supply now when it's only been 30 days into my 90-day supply from December. I'm confused. Did you change your dosage? That would be my question. So if you this is one of the ways where people used to make a stockpile before insurance companies caught on. And what they would do is get a 90-day supply of a specific dose and then change their dose like a month in. So that would be my question to you, Rebecca. Did you change dose? Yeah. Okay. Cindy says, I'm on tirzepatide 15 milligrams. Cindy, you're going to have to remind me what we were talking about. Oh, here we go. Here's the rest of Cindy's question. At stall, help. Okay. So, Cindy, I just made a video here recently where I was talking about this new strategy that I'm using to break a stall. And there's quite a bit that goes into it. So I'm going to let you go back and watch that video. But here is the brief rundown of all of the things that you can do. Okay. So you can go down in dose and then come back up. You can, many people try to eat a more calorie dense couple of meals and then drop back down into a calorie deficit to try to trick yourself into losing weight again. Change your cardio, change your weightlifting, change or reevaluate your calorie deficit. Sometimes people will lose a significant amount of weight and then they forget to recalculate their calorie deficit. I have a video that shows you how to do that. You'll go to the tdeecalculator.net and put in all of your info, and it will give you some options for, getting into a calorie deficit. You can up your protein, up your water, right? There are a lot of different things that you can do. If you're not currently tracking your calories, I highly recommend that you start there, because 9 times out of 10, people will go into a stall, they're eating at maintenance level calories and they don't even realize it, right? So if you are someone, not necessarily you, Cindy, but people in general, if you're someone who has relied on the appetite suppression, but then you get to the highest dose, right? It's important to remember that if you're not tracking the calories, you don't know what you're doing, and you may be doing yourself a disservice. So yeah, but Cindy, definitely check out that most recent video I did about what I'm doing to break my stall, because I am also on tirzepatide 15. So yeah. Oh, and if you're not at the highest dose of whatever GLP-1 you're on, you may want to talk to your doctor about going up in dose. That's also an option. Not guaranteed that that will help you to start losing weight. So yeah. But yeah, Cindy, keep me posted. Okay, Shelly says, yes, I've been on Manjaro for 1 year, 5 months. Yes, I've had the flu feeling better. My hydration is up. Okay, good. I was definitely planning on taking the shot, which is tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I would just see how you feel. Whenever you normally take your shot, if it's in the morning and you're not really sure, sometimes when you're not feeling well and it's first thing in the morning, you know how you like feel worse? But then as the day goes on, you're kind of like, nah, I'm okay. I'm surviving. So if you normally take your shot in the morning, maybe wait until the afternoon and see how you feel. Remember, you can kind of adjust your shot day within a day or two, and still stay on your same schedule. So give yourself a little bit of flexibility there. Okay. I got an itchy nose. Okay. Sarah C. Is it possible to use telehealth doc and get it covered by my insurance instead of using my PCP? I'm already on Zep covered by my insurance. I don't feel like my doc has the extra time or knowledge. Yes, you can absolutely do this. It is important to remember that it depends on the telehealth company. So some of them don't offer name brand at all. Some of them offer name brand, but you have to pay like a membership fee, a subscription fee. You have to pay a certain amount, for 3 months worth of subscription, right? So if you're looking to compare options, the easiest way to do that is glpwinner.com. That is a website that you can utilize to compare options, and it will allow you to select, from a drop down and say, I want Zepbound. I cannot say Zepbound tonight. Zepbound, name brand. That became Zepbound. And it'll show you your different options and what they charge. So, yes. Yeah, there are a lot of people that have challenges with their doctors for various reasons. A lot of doctors don't like prescribing GLP-1s just because it's a hassle for them. So, yes, you can absolutely do this. You can keep your PCP and just get your GLP-1 prescription through a telehealth company. It's perfectly fine. You just need to find the right option for you. Hey, Carla's here. Hey, Allie, Happy New Year. My dear from California. Hello. I've taken my shot twice since I was down with the flu. Now just dealing with lingering cough. Yeah, that's the worst. That is the worst. I feel so sorry for everybody who's not feeling well. Hang in there. Hey, Donna's in the house. Hi, Allie. Happy 2026. You always have the best info. I like how you yelled info. The real dealio. Oh, Donna, I love you. That's fantastic. I think I'm going to have to put that on a shirt. Shenanery. It's the real dealio. I love that. Okay. Cindy says 1 year, 5 months, 50 pounds lost, 20 to go, 15 milligram, help stalled for 2 months. Weighed this AM, gained half a pound. First time help. Yeah. So just keep in mind that as you're weighing yourself on your GLP-1 journey, whether you're in a stall or not, your body does not function on a schedule, right? Your body doesn't wake up on shot day and go, oh my gosh, it's shot day. I better lose weight today, right? For me specifically, I don't lose weight until anywhere from day 8 to day 11. So weighing myself every 7 days, not really conducive, right, for my mental stamina. So please make sure you keep that in mind. And yeah, I mean, it can just be challenging, but make sure that you're checking because you've lost a significant amount of weight. So make sure you're checking that calorie deficit if you got 20 to go. The other thing I want to throw out there for everybody who's at the highest dose and feels like they're very close to their goal weight, like you're saying 20 to go, please keep in mind that if you are somebody like me who started out at a higher weight, I started out at 285, and you have loose skin, it's important to remember that you could be carrying anywhere from 8 to 13 pounds of loose skin. So I want everyone to take that home with them tonight. Keep it in the back of your mind. As you get closer to your goal weight, first of all, you want to make sure your goal weight is a realistic number, right? Not just some arbitrary number based on a BMI scale. And then you also want to keep in mind that when the body stalls out, it's for a reason. Let me caveat. It's for a reason, assuming you are on a GLP-1 that works for you. If you're on semaglutide and it's not working for you and you're stalling out every month and a half, that's a different story. But if you're on a GLP-1 that works for you and you're very close to your goal weight and you've stalled out, which is what happened to me, it's important to remember that you may have quite a bit of loose skin, and that is weight that you cannot count, right? So for me, I am, within 10 pounds of what I thought would be my goal weight. I didn't set like a hard goal weight because I didn't want to put any additional pressure on myself. And I have quite a bit of loose skin. So I may not know it yet, but I may be very close to my goal weight, but because I have loose skin, right? So, Cindy, I'm not sure if that applies to you, but if it does, make sure you're keeping that in the back of your mind. Crackberry is, as they were called. Yes. Yeah, the BlackBerry. Absolutely. Loved the features of the BlackBerry, but the keyboard, seriously. I loved all the ones that had the keyboard options. The QWERTY keyboard, my favorite. I kept that phone forever. It was the what was it called? The Sidekick, where you would like it was the phone and then you would push it and the keyboard would slide out. It was one of the bigger kind of keyboard options. Oh my gosh. Love, love, love it. I kept that phone until it was just so broken you couldn't even use it, because they didn't make that series of phone type for very long. And I was like, this is perfect. I can like get on there and just do all my texting. Anyway, I love those. Hey, Callie, Callie made it. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay. Judy says, I don't get notifications when you're live here, but I remembered tonight. Yay, from Louisville. Yay, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, Thursday night live, usually anywhere from 6 p.m. Central Time to 6:30 Central Time. Set an alarm on your phone. Just have it go off every Thursday. And I try to post reminders. So make sure you have that notification bell. Make sure you hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of the lives. But remember, if you do miss the live, it's okay because you can just watch the replay. As a matter of fact, if you are watching the replay, make sure you write replay in the comments because I do read all of your comments. Okay. Elizabeth says, I miss the Nextel phone. Yeah, I swear, phones, like they were bigger back in the day, but they were also better. And they were so strong. Like you could just throw them in your purse and they were fine. You do that with an iPhone now, it's like scratched up and broken. Anyway. Christy says, where I work, healthcare pagers are an app for smartphones that is encrypted and made for healthcare facilities. See, that makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. An app has replaced the pager. But I still love all those medical shows where they still have the pager and it's like beep, 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 beep. And then they're like, I gotta go. Emergency surgery. I love that. Okay. Hello, girly. Hello, Jennifer Jenkins. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Black squirrel. Drinking cherry pie with Miralax. My nightly cocktail. I love that. I'll drink to that. Miralax never did anything for me other than make my drinks gritty. I tried all the Miralax suggestions from my doctor, from people in support groups. Take this much, do it every day, do it twice a day, 3 times a day. None of it worked for me. It was like my body was laughing at the Miralax. You think you're going to do something with this constipation? Get out of here. I don't know. Some people, it works great. I am not one of those people. Miralax is not making any money off of me. Okay. Barbara says, when do you have time? Phew, you are busy. When do I have time for what? What do I have time for? Barbara, you got to let me know what you're talking about. I am busy. But I have lots of energy because I take NAD plus. That was the best commercial I could do for it. If you're looking for a reliable source for NAD plus, you know where to find it down in the little ticker below. Okay. Neo Queen. Allie, that's me. If you do come to Colorado, let me know and I'll tell you all the cool spots. Absolutely. You know, I love all these other creators that have lots of money and they get to travel around and do all this stuff and have meetups all over the place. I'm so jelly. I'm so jelly. I need to win the lottery so I can pay off my debt and so that I can just have meetups with everybody in all the different places and just, I would do that. Other people would buy expensive cars, would buy ridiculous houses, buy new wardrobes, pay people to organize their closets. Not me. I would be like, you guys, I won the lottery. We're doing meetups. Everybody tell me what state you're in. I'm going to put together a spreadsheet and we're going to time this out. That's what I would do. Tell me what you would do if you won the lottery, because that's what I would do. Well, Todd, I see your QQQ, but then there's nothing after it. There it is. Okay. I've been on TERS since mid-June, starting weight 202, current weight 161.4. Awesome. I'm on my third dose of 12.5, but for the last 2.5 months, I've just been staying between 161 and 164. My BMI is 25.4. Okay. BMI is garbage, just so you know. We don't like it. We don't like it here. It's not accurate, right? It doesn't take into account your muscle mass, all these things, but I digress. So, this happened to me too, right? Where I kind of stalled out. I stalled out 7.5, stalled it out. I loved 12.5. 12.5 was so good. So yeah, you got to make sure that you're staying on top of all the things that I mentioned earlier. Let me see if there's more to this question. Here we go. I would like to get to a normal BMI and have my weight be at 150. Is that reasonable? Okay, so that's a very good question. BMI, right? We got to remember, not really a good unit of measure. There is a new unit of measure and a new calculation that doctors are using that's replacing BMI, and it's much more accurate. And it has to do with the measurement or circumference around your midsection, right? So like from your belly button all the way around. I don't remember, forgive me, off the top of my head because it is new. But I would do a Google search for that and see where you measure up, right? It takes into account your height. And then again, that circumference around the middle, right? Which is where we tend to store our visceral fat, which is, the tough stuff that you got to get rid of, the fat around your organs. So yeah, so I would get online, look for that, see what it says about where you are. And as far as, continuing to lose weight, right? I can't say if your weight goal is reasonable because I don't have all of your stats. But what I will say is make sure you're doing all the things, right? Prioritizing protein. Again, you got to look at those calories. Many people will lose a chunk of weight and then they don't reevaluate. And then they're eating at maintenance level calories, but they thought they were in a deficit. So yeah. But Todd, let me know if you want me to make a video about that process that I'm talking about, the new measurement. I don't even remember what it's called. I apologize. Okay. All right. We got another question. I used your coupon from TriShed and got NAD. Fantastic. It's for 28 days. Do you stay on it longer with a refill or cycle on and off? Okay. Great question. NAD is one of those things where it's really up to you and your doctor. What do I mean? So our bodies naturally produce NAD, but as we age, we produce less and less and less. So you may find that you don't need as high a dose, right? For me, I am doing less than the recommended starting dose for NAD. I find that it works great. I haven't needed to go up. I've been on it for quite a while now, and I just keep doing that. I use it both on a schedule and as needed. Because technically speaking, you can take NAD every day. And if you need to, you can absolutely do that. You just need to make sure that you communicate that to your doctor so that they get your script in accordingly. Make sure you have enough. You can do it a couple of times a week. You can do it, let's say, 3 days a week. And then you got something going on in the weekend and you're like, oh, I'm going to take my injection. I'm going to have fatigue. I'm going to need a little bit of an extra boost, right, in energy. Then you could take an additional dose, right? There's a lot of flexibility with NAD. And I find that for most people, they use it continuously, but as needed. So, for example, maybe there's a week that you're on vacation and you don't need it, or you're traveling abroad and you don't want to take it with you, so you don't take it that week. And then you just pick it up the next week, right? The nice thing about something like NAD is you have that kind of flexibility. So, yeah, so it really just depends on what you want to do, what your goals are, right? Are you using it to treat fatigue from being on a GLP-1? Are you using it to help with your ADD, which is one of the things it does for me? Whatever the case may be, right? You just want to make sure that you discuss it at length with your doctor, and that way they can make sure that your prescription is the appropriate amount. But yeah, let me know. Keep me posted how you're doing on it, because I got to tell you, I love the NAD. I love it. Sing it from the rooftops. Of the things that I take, which is tirzepatide, NAD plus, and Sermorelin. The Sermorelin is one where you have to cycle on and off. But as far as NAD goes, because it's naturally occurring in your body, you don't have to. You can stay on it all the time if you want to. And there are people who utilize only NAD plus specifically to treat, or to help, I should say, not treat, to help with their ADD, ADHD. So yeah, lots of flexibility there. I love that. Black Squirrel. I'm on 7.5 TERS vows. I don't know why I read it like that. But I have a vial of 5. Do I just use 1.5 times units, 75 units instead of 50 units? So this is a very good question. I cannot answer this question without seeing your actual prescription, right? So we have to be very careful when we're talking about units, because 7.5 is the milligrams, right? But the units could be all over the place, depending on what company you're getting it from, depending on, are you using Lilly Direct? Are you using a compound pharmacy that makes everything 50 units? Are you using another compound pharmacy that does 140 units for 7.5? Like, I have seen some crazy stuff. So, Black Squirrel, if you would like to email me and send me a picture of your prescription with your personal information blacked out, then I would be more than happy to take a look at it for you. But yeah, I don't do units without seeing the prescription. You can also message me on Facebook, whatever's convenient for you. More than happy to help, but you got to show me the prescription first. And that's for your safety. And that's for everyone's safety. Please do not post in support groups and say, can I do this many units? Because I have seen so many people who are well-meaning, who get it wrong. And then those people, right, take the wrong dose. So, great question. I see what you're doing here, and it sounds like you're on the right track, but let's take a look at the prescription and make sure. Okay? Because we want to make sure we do it correctly. Try shed, not trashed. Listen, I type try shed all the time, and everywhere on my computer, on my phone, it changed it to trashed. On TikTok, I comment trashed. Sometimes autocorrect is just the death of me. So, yeah, it's okay. I know what you mean. I definitely know what you mean. All right. Mary says, "Hi, Allie. My question is about calorie deficit and how many calories to cut to be in a proper deficit. I cut 500 off my TDEE, which worked for a while, but I'm in a stall right now at 1072 calories per day." Okay. So, first and foremost, that is very low for calories. Okay. Keep in mind that a toddler needs at least 1200 calories. So you're already under that. Okay. And we want to be careful about that because we are grown people, right? We're not toddlers. So we have hormones and hair, and right, our bodies need fuel to be able to do all the things. So I would say definitely take a look at that calorie number because it is very, very low. Um, what you want to do is you want to do this balancing act between being in a caloric deficit and making sure that you are building muscle. And this is the key. This happens to a lot of people where we're working so hard to get that number down on the scale. We are killing it. We're doing all the cardio, we're doing all the things, we're eating nutritionally, right? And the number on the scale is going down. And we're like, yeah, we're losing weight, we're doing great. And then we hit a stall. And then we get mad. But what can happen when your calories are too low is that you start losing muscle. And that in turn is going to slow down your entire metabolism. Then you're either going to have to cut the calories down even further, which is not recommended, okay, and not sustainable long term, right? That's your starvation right there. Or you have to flip it around, up your calories, and really start hitting the gym hard, maxing out your weights to build muscle. And it takes time to build muscle. That's the other thing that you want to keep in mind. So, what I would do, Mary, is if you have access to an insurance covered dietitian, I would definitely get with them. They're usually 100% covered, right? Your doctor can, make a recommendation for you. Try to find somebody who is GLP1 friendly, which many of the nutritionists now have it on their website or whatever. So make sure you Google whoever they recommend. And let's see if we can get those calories up, unless you're like 4 foot tall. Okay. And Mary, I don't know how tall you are, but either way, let's see if we can get those calories up. Let's see if we can fine tune it and offset the calorie deficit with either cardio and or the weightlifting, because yeah, you got to be careful. I know that we get to a point where a calorie deficit, right? Like you're saying, a 500 cut is not enough. But you don't want to take your calories down that low, because then you're going to start compromising your body in other places. So I don't know what all of your medical conditions are. That's why I'm recommending that you speak to a dietitian, because they'll be able to factor everything in, right? And get you something going. The other thing, ladies, gentlemen, if you are of an age where your testosterone is dropping or your perimenopause, menopausal, that can play a huge role too, right? Your metabolism drops down. So, a dietitian can really help you fine tune everything to kind of get you back on track. So, But Mary is a great, great question. I just really would like to see that calorie number go up. So, but you can play around with it with the dietitian and incorporating various weightlifting, and you can get that weight loss started again. Okay. Do you have a GLP-1 triggered perfume obsession like I do? Yes. Do not get me started. Some think it's an addiction transfer. Yes. Yeah. Shopping addiction also. I got that one too, which is tough because I've been actively working to get out of debt, which I'll be talking about on my other channel, which is right down there, FitFlavorFun Uncensored. So if you missed the announcement at the beginning of the show, don't forget. I'll remind you again, but don't forget, you're going to go subscribe over there. Okay. We're going to talk about saving money. We're going to talk about paying off debt. Oh yeah. Okay. So, others believe it's the dopamine hit that used to come from food. Yes. Is replaced by fragrances and scented candles. Yes. This is all accurate. But the answer to your question is, has this happened to me? Yes. Perfume addiction, or transfer, if you want to refer to it that way. Dopamine hit, absolutely. There are specific scents where I get a hit and it's just great. I'm going through the perfume like crazy. And shopping has also been a thing for me because now I can shop at regular stores. And apparently I've been making up for many, many years. Another thing I'm going to be doing on my other channel is going through my wardrobe and listing clothing for sale because I just really got crazy with it. I got crazy. It's okay. We're going to reel it in. But yes, but this is all true. And yes, it does happen. So yes, so my email address is listed on my channel in the description of the channel at the top. Remind me again, and I'll give it to you here at the end. Charlene, hello. Okay, hey, Lewis, what are you doing? I saw your comment about taking the gloves off on my video earlier. I thought that was pretty funny. I got to go check a lot of that. Thank you for that. Okay. Do you worry about GLP-1 resistance? Yes and no. So what Lewis is referring to here is where you're on a GLP-1 for a long period of time and you sort of build up a resistance, or many people refer to this as receptor desensitization. I actually have a video planned. Lewis, you're reading my mind again. I have a video planned to talk about this because there have been quite a few people that have come out with kind of their theories and recommendations on what to do about this. And all of it is very interesting. Unfortunately, none of it has been researched. So a lot of it is theory, conjecture. Does this happen? How does it happen? How long does it take to happen? The problem that we have is that GLP-1s and people and how they react to GLP-1s has like this vast array of reactions, right? Like we've got hyper responders, we've got slow responders, we've got non-responders, we've got, people who do really well on semaglutide and terrible on tirzepatide, and we got people who do great on tirzepatide and semaglutide damn near killed them, right? Like we've got like all these different people having all this different stuff. So it's really hard to pinpoint and say, hey, this is the plan going forward. And I think that this will be a topic that is researched in the distant future, right? Once there are, 20 options for GLP-1 meds in various combinations and all that, and, other amylin agonists and pills and all sorts of stuff, right? Once there's all that, then they will start to put research into something like this topic. So, but do I worry about it? For me personally, no. I have so much to worry about in life. My dogs really keep me on my toes. So it's like, what are you eating? What do you have? What is that? Right? Like that's the kind of thing that I worry about. Um, I'm just kind of doing the best I can with GLP-1s for me personally when it comes to GLP-1 resistance. But I know that many people do worry about it. I know that for me personally, as long as I'm not gaining weight, I'm winning and the medication is working, right? Because at the end of the day, it's an endocrine treating medication. So, will I get down to my goal weight? I don't know. Will I continue to lose weight or will I continue to be stalled? I don't know. But as long as I'm not actively gaining weight, then the medication is working. So, great, great point here. Love that. Make sure you stick around for that deep dive I'm going to be doing into that because it's going to be interesting. Okay. I did lots of talking and now I have to do lots of hydrating. Okay. I'm the same way. I feel it within the first hour or two. I take my shot before I go to sleep. That's always a good plan. I thought it was in my head because others said it's not possible. They were wrong. No. And needed more time to absorb. No. It all depends on how sensitive you are. So I liken this to the injection site location chaos. That is the people who feel a difference based off of injection site location and the people who don't, right? The people who have side effects and the people who don't. And the people who don't have side effects will tell you, oh, yeah, those people are crazy. They got side effects over there. They're just getting wild. They're wild over there. People who don't feel a difference or have different side effects or have different weight loss based off of location, they will go, no, that's not a thing. That's not a real thing. You're making that up. That's a made up thing. Even though they studied it in insulin patients, just saying that's where the research comes from. But they will point blank tell you it's not a thing. Well, I'm here to tell you it is a thing. All of those things are, in fact, a thing. I need that embroidered on a pillow stat. All of those things are a thing. Also, you can take your injection and then immediately I am just somebody who is apparently sensitive to these sort of things. When I take my Sermorelin, I feel it within an hour. When I take my NAD, I usually feel it within 1 to 2 hours. When I take my tirzepatide, again, same 1 to 2 hours. So it's a real thing. It just depends on how sensitive you are. And it varies from person to person. Some people don't feel it for a couple of days, and that's okay. It's not like a good thing or a bad thing either way, but you can use that information. That's why I'm constantly telling people, have a journal, write it down, put notes in your phone, take notes. Took shot today. Oh, I got a text message. ADD. Took shot today. Felt it within 3 hours, right? Like, because you can look back on that information and it can help you if you're sick. And then you're like, hey, should I take my medication? Should I not take my medication? Should I postpone a day? Well, let me go look and see. Oh, yeah, well, the last 20 injections I did, I started feeling it right away. So maybe I could postpone. You see what I'm saying? Information is key. It allows you to have flexibility. But there are so many people that don't document that kind of information. You're not going to remember. So anyway, Sarah, love this. Okay. Marley. Okay. Was getting tirzepatide from telehealth for $349 per month if you buy 3 months up front. Yeah. Doc wrote script for 4 compounding pharmacy, now pay $179 a month. about 6 weeks down 12 pounds. That's fantastic. That's great. Yeah, it's really hard to find a doctor that is willing to write a prescription to a compound pharmacy. It can be very, very challenging. The other thing that can be very challenging is that, sometimes when, we see things happening in the news or in the legal sphere when it comes to these compounding pharmacies, right? If you got a doctor that's just using Joe Schmo down the street compound pharmacy rather than like a bigger one, that little tiny pharmacy can get cold feet and go, oh, we're not doing GLP-1s anymore, right? So it's always good to know what your options are. And remember, if you're looking for options to compare, glpwinner.com. Okay. Great website. Everyone should take a look if they need it. Okay. NM in the house. Illinois. Hello, everyone. Well, hello, Jazzy. We were just talking about you and how awesome you are. I'm so glad you're here. Question from Jessica. I love that you got question. I immediately could see it. Thank you for that. Okay. Hunger and food noise has been coming back over the last month on 12.5 Zepbound. So moving up to 15, will this help? Doctor warns this is the top dose. It can help. Yes. Many people will find that they start to have increased hunger. Remember, hunger is not a bad thing. We want to make sure that we're eating. Food noise is the one to watch out for. It can help to go up in dose, right? That's one of the whole reasons why we have a dosing schedule. You just may not necessarily lose weight. Remember, going up in dose doesn't equal losing weight. That part depends on the individual. So, but as far as food noise, I just cannot talk tonight. Food noise goes. I personally have always had success with addressing the food noise when I go up in dose. I will stay on a dose as long as I possibly can, until it just gets to be too much. And then I'll go up in dose. And then we got relief from the food noise. So, yeah, but make sure that you are staying on track of which is hunger, right? Legitimate hunger, and which is food noise, which is boredom eating, which is, looking for that dopamine hit, right? There are a lot of different factors at play here. So, yeah, but remember, hunger is not the enemy. We need to eat. We got to eat. That is why food addiction has been the hardest thing to treat, because we have to eat. We don't have a choice. We have to do it. So all of the various food disorders, right? That's the challenge. So, okay. Irina says, where do you get the NAD injections? Online? Yes. So I get them. I have it linked down in the description box. I have it down here in my ticker that's going around. So it's tryshed.com. And then I have a coupon code. It's about to come back around. I have a coupon code that saves you 30%. So I love them. It's super easy. They have there it goes right there. They have the most available doctor appointments, like as far as scheduling goes, that I have ever seen from a telehealth company. Whether you have wonky work hours, if you need something at night, if you need something really early in the morning, if you need something in the middle of the day, they have doctors that cover all those scheduled time frames. It's phenomenal. It's very easy to get approved, and then, right, it just gets shipped right to your door. So definitely check that out. It's linked in all of my videos, but it's also, in the little ticker down there. tryshed.com. And then don't forget the coupon code. 30% off. Yeah. Okay. Barbara says, another Illinoisian. I love that. I'm going to add that to my list of words to incorporate in my book. I'm going to create an alien species that is called Illinoisian. For those of you who are new, I like to write down like fun words, things that are fun to say, and I want to add them into my book. I also do that with names too. So love that. Illinoisian. Okay. I love all your videos. Thank you. I love you. Thanks for all you provide. You're very welcome. Listen, Barbara, you will probably be excited to hear that I have a second channel. And there it goes right there on the ticker. FitFlavorFun Uncensored. Here's your reminder to hop over there and subscribe, because starting Monday, it's going to be everything over there that's just fun stuff, right? Not GLP1 related. If you enjoy my lives, if you like hanging out with me, if you like crafty stuff, reading, movies, all the things, then you're going to love it over there. I've gotten so many requests to like show you my sewing stuff. I'm going to do, like going through my closet and I'm going to sell a whole bunch of my closet stuff, right? Just like fun, everyday type stuff. So Barbara, I better see you over there. Okay. All right. Let me scroll down here. We got lots of comments. Okay. I love your lives. I'm from Illinois too. I'm pretty sure Illinois is taking over tonight. I love that. You guys are fantastic. And thank you for being here. Okay. Your Facebook group seriously was so helpful and positive. It was amazing not seeing people try to play doctor. Yes. Because it was not allowed. Yeah. Big round of applause to my moderator team. Guys, that was 100% them. Okay? When I tell you that I love my moderator team, that's not just a saying. That's not just me blowing smoke. I legitimately love them. They have such a passion for helping people, and they kept the group positive. They kept, like people giving medical advice. They made sure, like, oh, I just could not ask for better friends, if I'm being truthful. Because it was not allowed. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too. And I can't wait to see what you come up with. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have something. I want something that's easy to use, chatty, but I don't want them to be able to take it away. That's the thing. Okay. Can we all just agree that the answer to everything about insurance is because insurance companies are stupid? Yes. Agreed. Sorry, jaded personal injury lawyer here. Oh, that's okay. I totally understand. Hashtag insurance companies suck. Yes. Hashtag Facebook sucks. Yes, I agree. 1,000,000%. And I think that we could all agree with that. Absolutely. Down in the Dale, Shelly says, I wish my insurance would let me get a 90-day supply. My insurance can't decide if they're okay with it or not. It's like sometimes they do it, and it's just a delightful surprise when I show up to get my prescription. And then other times it's like, no, you can't have a 30-day, 90-day supply. I'm like, why? Who's making this decision? It makes no sense. Okay. Mary says, I want to try NAD plus injections. I just purchased some NAD supplement vitamin drops, but I'm sure they won't even come close to an injection. Yeah, unfortunately. Does your coupon code work for every purchase or just first? Yeah, so I know it works for the first, but I'm not sure if it works for everyone. I think with NAD, it's just the first purchase. But right, that'll buy you time to try it and see if it's something that you want to do. So definitely check it out. Yeah, unfortunately with the NAD supplementation, right, drops, pills, things like that, there's not a whole lot in the way of quality control. And this is the downside of supplementation in general, right? If you're getting vitamins or various supplements, it can be really challenging to find something that's quality, because there will be places that have absolute garbage vitamins and supplements, but they're charging an arm and a leg and they've got pretty packaging, right? So it's really challenging and it's not regulated by the FDA. So you don't know how much of something that you're getting. I personally prefer the injections because that's what was studied, right? So if you go back and look at all the research, that's what was studied. Injections are always going to be a better option as far as results go, right? Because it's directly into your body. It's not having to go through your digestive system. Um, so yeah, injections are definitely the way to go. But if you already bought a supplement, right, and you've opened it, give it a try. Again, keep a log and see, do you feel a difference? Do you feel better? Do you feel like you have more energy? I had somebody who asked me on one of my videos, when I say NAD gives you energy, does that equate to like when you take a stimulant and you get the jitters? Not at all. So when I say gives you energy, you know how you get a really restful night of sleep and you wake up the next day and you feel refreshed and you're wide awake and you're like going like gangbusters that day and you're getting stuff done on your checklist and you're moving and grouping and you've got motivation to do things, but you're not having to fight yourself for it. Like it's just there. And then you get through your day and you're like, wow, I really got a lot done. I really felt good today. Today was a good day. That is what it feels like, right? So not jittery, not I've had too much coffee and I'm go 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 go, right? Not Adderall. Oh my gosh, it's I'm just like I've got to do something with myself. It's not like that. It's very natural feeling. And I know that that probably sounds cheesy, but as someone who's taken Adderall, who's taken stimulants, who's right, it's a very different feeling. It's not a forced, jittery type of feeling. So I hope that better describes it for people because I know that many people could benefit from the NAD. Okay. Black squirrels on point with questions tonight. Pew, pew. All right. Let's hydrate. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you get over fear of success? This is a big one. My husband says maybe I don't feel worthy of a healthy body and weight. Oh my gosh. If I could hug you right now, I would. I know what that feels like. How do you get to the point where you feel like you deserve good health? This one, oh, God, just gets me right in the feels. I know exactly what you're describing here. And by the way, side note, your husband is very observant. So kudos to him. I would say that for me specifically, where I started in my process to get over the fear of success and the not feeling worthy, where I started with that was the very first thing that I addressed is how I talk to myself, right? And we may not always think about how we talk to ourselves, but we do it. And we are our harshest critics. There is no one harsher. Just put a woman in front of a mirror and she will tear herself to shreds. And I know that men do it too. So that, in my opinion, is a great place to start. Because if you change the way you talk to yourself about yourself, then the other steps will come easier. And it's like building a foundation, right? And I talk to people about starting a GLP-1 and building that foundation that will help you throughout your health journey, right? You're going to learn, you're going to eat healthy foods. You're going to learn about nutrition. You're going to learn about portion size, right? And all of that is building that foundation. Then you build on that foundation and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get in more protein and I'm going to work out and I'm going to build muscle. Look at this. Tickets to the gun show, right? And then you're building on that. And then you're like, yeah, I've got these new goals, right? And you're building from there. The same goes with addressing how you feel about yourself. So if you start with how you talk to yourself, I know, just trust me. It sounds silly, right? To say it out loud. But if you're standing in front of that mirror, here's a big one for me. Okay, here we go. Vulnerable moment. So I've talked to you guys. I've shown you my loose skin. So some of the loose skin that I have is right here, right? And I have to catch myself not talking negatively about this right here. Let me put you at a different angle so you can see it, right? Oh yeah, that looks good. You ready for that? Whoa. So this right here, right? And for many people, men and women, right, we see that as a sign of age, a sign of, right? Like, and I'm like, oh, I'm 41. Like, I need to, why can't I just, it was one of the things that bothered me at 285 pounds. And it's one of the things that bothers me now at 150 pounds, but for completely different reasons. Before, right, I had that double chin, right? And I used to hate it in pictures and I would talk down to myself. But now I have this loose skin and I have to catch myself going back to that old way of thinking. And I have to say, hey, it's just skin. It doesn't define me. It's not who I am. And there's so much more to me than just this right here, right? Nobody else is looking at my loose skin like I am. Let's just be honest. There are going to be some people who watch this video and they're like, huh, I never really even noticed your neck. Now you will, because I pointed it out. But the point is, it's all in how you talk to yourself. So even though this is something that bothers me, it's something that I have to make sure I'm not talking to myself negatively. And it's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. The other thing that I will say is that I am a huge, huge advocate of therapy, because you can have those kind of conversations, right? Like we're having right now. And you can say, hey, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm noticing. These are the thoughts that I'm having. And sometimes having that sounding board of a neutral party, right? So not a close friend, not somebody who's, invested in you emotionally, right? A neutral third party. Sometimes that can be really beneficial. So yeah, but it's a process. So just remember, you are worthy. Right? You deserve it. We all deserve it. We deserve to be happy. We deserve to be healthy. For so long, we have been told that you are too big to matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. Your thoughts don't matter. They do. Spoiler, they always have. But because we were in bigger bodies, right? This is what society has pushed down on us. This is what society has made us think. You're ugly. You're fat. You're not worth it. The awesome part is none of that is true. True. It's not accurate. It's not who you are. If you go, Black Squirrel, if you go to my other channel, right? The Fit Flavor Fun, it's going by in the ticker now. The Fit Flavor Fun Uncensored. And you go watch some of my old content from many, many years ago. Not only will you see me at my biggest, but you will find that I am the same person. But there are so many people who would comment on those videos and be like, why would I take your advice about anything? You don't know anything about nutrition. For those of you who don't know, I'm a canine nutritionist, right? Because I was in a bigger body. So obviously, I didn't know what I was talking about. The fact that I spent a lot of money to get a certification, had to do a whole lot of classwork and, practicum, right? Like that, none of that matters. So it's important to remember and put all of these things in perspective, right? This that you're thinking and feeling is not you. That's not you. You didn't do that to yourself. That came from outside. That was pushed in on you. This is one of the reasons why the body positivity movement got as big and as loud as it did. Because there were so many people like me that were just looking to get away from the negativity and the noise that is our society that makes us fear success, that makes us feel like we're not worthy. Because you didn't do that. That's what everybody else did to you. But now we're going to undo it. Right? We're on this journey together. I'm here with you. Look, we got people in the comments that are already talking to you, right? You got this. I know that you can do it. I see everyone doing it. You're already doing it. How can you fear success when you've already been successful? Doesn't success feel good? Don't you feel like you're making progress? Look at where you were 5 years ago. And then look at where you are today. What have you learned? What are you doing better that maybe you struggled with before? All of these improvements, they're part of that foundation. And you just got to keep building, right? And eventually, you build that big mansion and invite me over and we have a party. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right? As soon as I win the lottery, right? I'm coming to hang out and then we're doing lives from your house, right? I'm making a joke, but you see what I'm saying? You're building the foundation. And yes, you can. You will. And you already have. Okay. I hope that helps you. Okay. Hey, Taryn's here. Enjoying the variety of topics tonight. Me too. That's because you guys are fantabulous. And I love you all. Yeah, we're doing great. Okay. Cindy says, love you, Allie. I love you, Cindy. Love your videos. Thank you. You're a great help. Well, I certainly try. I feel so heard with you. Been overweight my whole life. You make me laugh and push on. Yes. Listen, you are heard, right? I think it's important for everybody to have support. And specifically when it comes to GLP-1s, it needs to be positive support, right? In so many of these support groups, it's like people just attack you and like there's all the negativity in the media today, right? Like we got to be here for each other. So, Cindy, you're doing good. Keep at it. Okay. On your channel page, is there a way to search a specific topic in the channel's videos? Yes. So if you're on my page, you should be able to search. I know it can be challenging sometimes, and I try to make sure that I get the keywords right. So, for example, if you were wanting to watch my 2 videos about NAD, and let's just say you were searching YouTube in general, you could type in NAD and then Fit Flavor Fun. And it would likely bring up those 2 videos where I talk about what is NAD, and then I talk about my experience on NAD. So, yes. Yeah, you can search. If you do it from my actual channel page, it's likely a little bit easier, but even if that's not working for you, because I know YouTube is wonky sometimes, just put your topic in and then put Fit Flavor Fun, like all one word. Excuse me. And then it should pop up for you. The key is going to be getting the topic correct, right? NAD or, stall or right those keywords, Wegovy, Zepbound, those keywords, pill, right? That's what's going to help you kind of narrow it down. But yeah, absolutely. Okay. How low can a calorie deficit be? I'm already at 1127. Okay. This is a great question. A lot of this depends on your height. So for my shorter peeps, your calorie deficit is going to be really low. And I'm very, very sorry about that. But we got to remember, right, that 1200 is really kind of pushing it for an adult person. Because 1200 is what a toddler needs to function daily. So I know that it can be really challenging. It may take some trial and error. Please, 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 I cannot emphasize this enough. If your insurance covers a dietitian, find one. Even if they just make you a meal plan or make you a customized type of, right? Because when you go to these TDEE calculators, they can give you kind of a ballpark, right? But if you put in, I'm doing super duper exercise, it's going to knock your calories way down, right? It's going to take that into account, and it may not be 100% accurate. So you want to have this balance between being in a deficit but not being so low that you're tanking out your metabolism. And that's really the challenge, right? So yeah, it's really challenging. Unwavered life. Hi, Allie. Hello. Why do I fear and still have 4 pens in the fridge for 3 weeks, having this super bad hiatus hernia up into my chest and no gallbladder? I really want to start the first injection. Okay. It was a little choppy there, so you lost me. So I'm seeing that you have a hernia and no gallbladder. There are plenty of people who have both of those who are on GLP1s. I'm assuming your doctor would not have prescribed it for you if it was not a good fit for you. So we're going to go based off of that, right? That assumption right off the get. So you've got 4 pens in the fridge for 3 weeks now. Imagine all of the progress that you could have made in those 3 weeks. I'm not saying that to be mean to you. I'm saying that to say you don't know how it's going to work for you until you try. There are so many people that I hear a very similar story, and then they finally take it and they're like, hey, Allie, great news. I'm one of those people that doesn't have any side effects. And I'm like, why couldn't I be one of those people? Right? So you don't know how it's going to affect you until you try. Go watch my videos on how to do injections, right? It's going to be in the newbies playlist, some of the very first videos. Okay. How to do the injection. Watch the video. Watch the videos about timing, when to do your injection, when is the best time. Go watch those videos. Okay. And then make a plan. If you're like me and you like to write down lists and things, write it down. Write it down. Say, hey, you know what? I'm worried about side effects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like Allie recommended. I'm going to do my injection day on Friday because I work, Monday through Friday. I have off on the weekends. So I'm going to do my injection on Friday. I'm going to do my grocery shopping. I'm going to prioritize protein, get those veggies in. I'm going to take a look at some fiber options because fiber is important. Okay. And then I'm going to take my first injection. Go for it. Do it. The only regret that I have on a GLP-1 is that I did not start sooner. And there are a lot of people that would say the same thing. I was scared. I was worried. I was afraid of side effects. I was worried about long-term effects. So I said, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see how this goes. See if people have problems. I wish I hadn't waited. If I was there right now, I would give you the biggest hug and I would be like, you got this. You can do this. We are in this together. Go for it. And then come to my live next week and tell me how you're feeling. Okay? That's your homework. Unwavered life. When are you going to start living that unwavered life? This week. This is it. You got this. And then once you do it and you get the hang of it, you're like, oh, this is not that bad. This is not as hard as I thought it was going to be. You just got to jump in. And we are all here to support you. So, no more hoarding pens in the fridge. Okay? Do it. You got this. I know that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You'll see when you go watch those videos, I was deathly afraid of needles. Okay? I'm talking severe phobia. I do multiple injections a week now. Sermorelin every night before bed. NAD as needed. Tirzepatide. Sometimes once a week, sometimes split dose twice a week. This is the same person that had a phobia of needles, would pass out in the doctor's office when they went to do blood. I had to warn the people before they would take my blood. Hey, I'm a passer outer. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to be here a while after you take the blood, right? Like, if I can do it, I know you can do it. Okay. You have homework. Report back next week. You got this. Okay. Black squirrel. What happens if you have loose skin, surgery, then regain weight? This is a really great question. Man, you are on point tonight. On fire. Okay. I actually have a video about this coming up soon. So this is one of the things that I think is a very rational fear, right? We work so hard. We finally have success with a GLP-1. We have loose skin removed. What if we regain? Here's the thing. And this is what I have to remind myself of. We've got a couple of options for GLP-1 meds now. And then as 2026 progresses, we're going to have more. We already got a Wegovy pill. More companies are coming out with more stuff it's like every time I tune into Dave's channel at On the Pen, it's like new company, Viking True Tide, Crunchy True Tide. Who knows what that is? Right? Like it's the next latest and greatest. There are going to be so many options. Stuff that's not even peptides, right? Amylin agonists. Like we've got so many things in the pipeline that somebody who has a significant amount of loose skin, not worried. Because by the time I get to that point, there will be more options. There will be more things available. So if I run into a hiccup, I've got more options. Just like people who had weight loss surgery and then regained the weight, right? And now they're getting on GLP-1s, right? As time moves on, we got more and more options. So don't worry about that and don't let it hold you back. No, we got this. Barbara said, thank you for the loose skin reminder. You're very welcome. Ooh, a Razor phone. Yes. I never had one of those, but I thought they were so cool. That one that was like the hot pink magenta phone. Oh, man. Love that. Loved it. I remember that. Me too. I don't remember what this comment is about, but me too. I love the one with the slide out keys. I miss real keys. Yeah, me too. That's my iPhone. It's like, bleh. BlackBerry Curve, baby, best phone ever. The BlackBerry people were like hardcore. Even though the rollerball used to get stuck. Yes. That's so funny. You remember when a mouse used to have a roller bar, like right under here, had the roller ball, and you had to like take it out and clean it? Whoa. I'm really taking it back. Okay. Like to make things, it appears in Canada that our NAD plus options are capsules, patches, or nasal spray. Nasal spray. Yes, they work. Nasal spray. No patches. Guys, nothing in patches. If you want a patch, it needs to be of something cute that you like, and you're ironing it onto pants or a jean jacket. Okay? That is a useful patch. All the other patches, garbage. Do not waste your money. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. No patches. Okay? You're paying for a glorified sticker. Don't do that. Nasal spray, yes. Capsules, hard to say. Injections, best. Okay? But nasal spray, there is research supporting nasal spray, and it does work. So, great question. Man, you guys are killing it tonight. Okay, we're at the 2-hour mark, but I feel like we're just doing really well. I'm going to keep going. If you're ready, if you're going to keep going, I'm going to keep going. We can do this. Okay. What do you use to combat the constipation? Prayer. Miralax makes me dizzy. Ooh, that's not good. Okay. So, I actually have a new constipation video that's going to be coming out because I've researched some more and tested some more options. But essentially, what I do is stay super hydrated, which is very hard for me. I'm very bad at this. I have been, as long as I've been on this earth, I'm bad about staying hydrated. So that's number one. Number two, fiber. I get anywhere from 26 all the way up to 64 grams of fiber a day. Now, I'm not saying that you need 64 grams of fiber, so please do not misunderstand me. Do not misquote me. I try to prioritize fiber because it helps. So if you're hydrated, you got lots of fiber, you're moving things through. Now, my preference is to get fiber from food. Okay. I know there are a lot of people that are like, oh, I take all these supplements and all that. And those things have their place, but I try to reserve those for, like, I just recently did a review of the Shameless snacks, right? Which is high fiber. And it's, I do that in addition to my regular fiber. So, fiber. The other thing that is key with constipation is that you do not let it get away from yourself. What do I mean? If I go 3 days and I haven't had a bowel movement, it's time to start laxatives. Now, you're going to want to talk to your doctor because depending on the laxative, right, that can be problematic. But I do not allow myself to go too long without going. Stool softeners, laxatives, I always have them on hand because you don't want to get in a position where right? You end up like these people that you see online where they went 7 days, 10 days, even longer, and they end up in the ER. That's not fun. I don't know about you. I don't have ER money, so I don't take that risk. So there are a lot of different options as far as over the counter stuff that you can take. Make sure that you talk to your doctor and you do research because some of it is problematic, right? Various laxative teas, all the things. Magnesium, doing a triple mag supplement can be very helpful. I have one linked in the description box of all of my videos. It's a triple mag. It's got good values. It is not super expensive, right? Some of these are just really pricey. I swear it's like when people started recommending Mag 07, which is like a magnesium cleanse that people in the GLP1 community recommend to get things moving. It's like the price of it went up like exponentially. So there are a couple of different ways. Make sure that you stay tuned because I have an updated constipation video and I'm going to go in depth about all of these things and a couple of new options that I've researched. So stay tuned for that. I know I'm kind of like glossing over it now, but I'm going to go in depth in the video. Hey, Angel's here. Hey, Allie, I'm late to the party. Unacceptable. I need to get the stomach enzymes you recommend. Oh, did you mean these? Do you take in an hour before eating? Recommendations. Okay, so for those of you who may not be aware, I just did a short video. I've done long videos about these super papaya digestive enzymes. They are affordable. I have them linked in all of my videos in the description box. You can get it on Amazon. These things are fantastic. If you know that you're going to be eating something fried, if you know that you're going to be, eating at a place where maybe the food may be prepared with higher fats, for example, like you're going to Aunt Jemima's house and she cooks with a lot of butter, right? Like, and maybe you don't cook that way at home, which I do not. Then these are a good option. If you eat too much, you can take them afterwards. If you decide you want to go to the movies and eat some popcorn and you're like, oh, I'm afraid this is going to make me feel yucky, or you ate a bunch of popcorn and then you're like, oh, I feel like I've got a brick in my stomach, right? These are a lifesaver. I never leave home without them. I have them in every single purse. Yes, I purchased little Ziploc baggies and put this in there, and it is in every single purse, so I'm never without it. I also have them in my car. They're fantastic. Okay? They can be super helpful. Now, do you have to take them an hour before eating? No, you can. You can take them right before you eat. You can take them after you can eat. You take them an hour and a half after you eat, right? Like there's a lot of flexibility. It just depends on what you're feeling. So get them and then do some trial and error and see what works best for you. Right? And go watch those videos on where I talk about the digestive enzymes because I go in depth about all the different things you can do. It's really fantastic. They're very, very helpful. Okay. I just started on Sunday Wegovy Senecot gummies. Okay. It's been helpful with movements, and I use Benefiber in my water. Yes. And take fiber gummies. Yes. You want to be careful about fiber gummies, especially if you have the type 2 diabetes, because many of them are more sugar than fiber. But if that's not an issue for you, then good. Also, keep in mind that I think it's the Senecot. I don't know about the gummies, but I know the tea is one of the ones where you have to be careful because it is habit forming. So I'm pretty sure it's that one. Senna? It might be Senna tea. Anyway, always make sure you talk to your doctor when it comes to laxative anything. So, Tammy's in the house. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's waist to height ratio. Yes, thank you, Joanne. Yes. That goes back to that thing earlier. I need to do a video on that. There's not enough people talking about how we need to get rid of BMI. BMI. Put in an extra M in that. Did you hear that? Did you catch it? BMI. That's the remix. BMI. Woo! I'll put that into my little rap song, my GLP1 rap song. If you haven't seen that short, go watch it. It's funny. Okay. On average, this is Tammy's question. On average, how far out is the best use by date on NAD with your provider? So, a lot of that is going to depend on the pharmacy. So, I don't want to misquote you here. I think it's a 1 month. But it depends on the pharmacy. So part of what you have to keep in mind with a best use by date is depending on if your pharmacy is a 503A or a 503B, they have certain regulations that they have to adhere to with best use by dates, right? And if you want more info on that, you can Google it. But yeah. Basically, they could put a date on there that is a much shorter time frame in order to be compliant with the state, even though technically it could, right, be used longer. So, but I want to say it's 30 days. It might be 60 days, but don't quote me on that. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. If you remind me later, Tammy, I'll go look at my vial and take a look at it. Okay. Judy says, I would like to see a video about the waist measurement thing. Yeah, I need to do that. I've gotten to 150 pounds. Nice. I'm 5'4". Excellent. And my waist is 27 inches. That's also excellent. I can't seem to lose enough around the middle. It won't budge. Yeah. Keep in mind that that middle section is where we're going to lose it last. And that's just the way the body functions, right? Men and women. That's just where we're going to store fat and it's going to stay there. That's going to be the last to go. So yeah, I feel you on that. I have that same challenge. Although I don't know what my waist measurement is, so I guess I'll have to check that out. Okay. Mary says, both my BMI scale and my TDE calculation give me the same ideal body weight, which I think is correct. Saw my PCP yesterday and she doesn't agree. Always that number is too low and keeps talking BMI. Meh. Yeah, I agree with the meh. It's just one of those things. Like doctors are just going to have to catch up, right? Body roundness index and hip ratio. Thank you. Yes. I remember now that you say that because I'm like, body roundness index? Really? We couldn't come up with something better? I guess they're going for BRI instead of BMI. So it's BRIWHR. Okay, naming department, they fail. Why couldn't we name it something better than that? Anyway, thank you for posting that, Francine. Okay. I started, I cannot lose enough. I'm not losing any more, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, this is coming. Kate is great. Kate. Hey, Kate, did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? FitFlavorFun Uncensored. Did you hear the news? Did you go subscribe? What? What is that, you say? That's my second channel. I'm starting it on Monday. Prepare for ultimate shenanery to begin. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. Let me know if you heard the news. Okay, we got a question. Mineral Lady, I've been on 15 milligrams Zebound since October 2025. My doctor kind of rushed me to get to 15. Yeah, they do that sometimes. Try and see which dose helps me to lose more weight before my insurance stops covering my Zepbound. Yeah. Wait, did I miss the question part? Kind of rushed me to go and see which dose helps me lose before my insurance stops. I missed the question. Here's the question. Okay. But I have been up and down 2 pounds for the last 3 months. Very common. The first month was 3 pounds. The second month, I gained 1.6. The third month, I lost 1.4, and so on. I'm about to request another box. Yeah. One thing that people try to do when this happens is to potentially talk to their doctor about going down in dose. I know that sounds scary, but sometimes it can actually be helpful. You go down in dose, right? Stay there for a little bit, maybe tweak your calories, eat at maintenance calories for a while, right? So you've got some other options there. So definitely talk to your doctor about that. Does NAD help with diarrhea? No, unfortunately it doesn't. It doesn't. There's also a lot of other health claims when it comes to NAD. I don't make those claims because I didn't experience any of those things. So you always want to keep in mind when it comes to these additional add-on peptides that a lot of people are going to say a lot of things. I only talk about how it affected me because there are so many people, right, that are like, oh yeah, it does this and it'll, make your eyelashes longer and do this and blah, right? And it's like there is no data to support any of that garbage. So does it help with diarrhea? No, it doesn't. The new and improved extra strength Imodium is the only thing that I use for diarrhea that helps. It is the Imodium that helps with diarrhea and also with cramping. So, just a little side note if you're having some diarrhea. Also, Kate is a toddler. Well, thank you for clearing that up. Okay. Mineral Lady says, but I have been up and down 2 pounds for the last 3 months. Oh, that's where I was. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Sorry. I had to jump around to get to the question part. Oh, here we go. She had more. Should I give this 15 another 2 to 3 months, just like you? You said before that you'd stalled for 5 months when you finally started to lose weight again. Sorry if I'm wrong. You are correct. It just depends on what you want to do. So I have been looking into a lot of the research about set weight or set point. This, in a nutshell, is when you lose a lot of weight and then your body has to reacclimate, right? So, for example, if you lose a lot of weight and then stop doing all the things and stop taking the GLP1s, you may gain a bunch of weight back, right? Because your body, your brain is going to actively fight against you to get back to the fluffy zone because that's where it was happy. It was like, hey, we're ready for famine. We're ready for winter. We're warm and cozy. And you put us on this GLP-1. Now we're cold all the time. Like this video if you're cold all the time. So after doing all of that research, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give my body time. How much time is up to you, right? And that's absolutely a conversation you can have with your doctor. For me, I was just kind of winging it. I really love eating at maintenance calories. After being in a calorie deficit for so long, it was just nice to be able to meet my protein goal and meet my fiber goal and not have to constantly fight to be in a deficit, right? So for me, it was also about mental health. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this for a little while, then I'll go back to a calorie deficit and we'll see if the scale starts moving again. So do you have to do it for, 3 to 5 months, right? Like I did? No, everybody's different. See how you feel. But just keep in mind that giving your body a break, our bodies are not meant to be in a caloric deficit for many, many months at a time, for years at a time, right? Like it is a stressful state for our body to be in. So giving your body a break, eating at maintenance level calories and kind of stalling out that weight loss is a good thing. I think that as time goes on, we'll have more research on this. So yeah. So just see how you feel. Don't do like I did and get really happy eating maintenance level calories because it's good stuff. Okay. Mary says, OMG BBQ. Try this fiber drink. It's the bomb. Stockpiled it. One scoop is 8 to 10 ounces of H2O. Froth with my frother. Love frothers. Add ice. Good to go. Okay. My new nightcap Chardonnay replacement. Okay, but wait a minute, Mary, you didn't tell me what it was. Mary, how you gonna make a comment like that and then not tell me what it is? What is the fiber drink? Okay. Mary, I need you to come back and tell me what the fiber drink is. Now I'm curious. Okay. Jessica says, OMG, BBQ. I said that in a meeting one time, and they were like, what does BBQ stand for? And I'm like, barbecue, of course. Corporate acronyms. You got to love that. OMG BBQ, the perfume and candles question. I have been shopping for perfumes now, and I haven't since I was a teenager. I'm 65. LOL. Yes, I am right there with you. I have not spent so much money. Candles, too. It's wild. I can't quit buying clothes. I'm retired and don't go anywhere. Laugh out loud. I look good going to the grocery store, though. Judy, I love that for you. That's fantastic. Okay, I don't have a perfume addiction. Black squirrel. But I've developed a severe Yankee Candle problem. Yes. Yeah, it's something about the scents. Again, I think there will be more research about this. Okay. Jessica said, can you be sure and leave the chat replay up with the video so I can read what people say later in the reply? So unfortunately, that's not an option. I know we have really awesome lives, don't we? So once the live is over, the chat goes away, right? That's why I put everybody's comments up here on the screen. So if you rewatch the video, you won't be able to see everybody's comments as they happened in the chat, but the ones that I highlight, you will be able to see those. So yeah, definitely. That's why you got to be here for the live. Okay. Allie, what is your Facebook name? It's Allie. Yes, it is Allie, spelled A-L-I, just like you did here. Last name, Garrison, Garrison. So yeah, you'll find me stalking around in the GLP1 groups, dropping knowledge bombs. I like to do that sometimes. Help people out. Okay, Jennifer says, howdy, y'all. Well, howdy, Jennifer, in Nebraska. Just popping by to say hello, home from a meeting. Listen, I'm tired of you having all these meetings, okay? What are you meeting about? It could have been an email, Jennifer. I'm telling you. I just know it in my soul. You didn't need to go to a meeting. I'm just kidding. I'm glad you're here. Okay. Neil Queen says, I was a scent freak before GLP-1s. I love that. All right. Lynn says, how long have you been on a GLP-1 and which one are you on? Okay. So I am on tirzepatide. Okay. Manjaro. Also Zepbound. I'm not on Zepbound. But I started 11/17 of 2023. So 2 years and some change. And I've lost 130 pounds. Great question. I've taken Manjaro, name brand, and compound tirzepatide. Just in case I just want to add that in there. Okay. Frankly, Michelle says, dropping by to say hi. Hello. So glad you can make it. All right. I'm going to have to jump off of here soon, guys. Let me see. Leslie says, you are such a cutie patootie. You stop it. You just stop it. About my daughter's age. I have such respect for people your age. You're so informed, interested, and ready to share. Absolutely. When I started my GLP-1 journey, like I just wanted there to be somebody like me out there, right? There was a lot of news stuff. There was, people talking about how miserable they were, but I just wanted somebody, that was like me that I could relate to. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I am Leslie's cup of tea. And thank you for that. Okay. Okay. Living on a Boise life. The strangest thing happened to me. Oh, do tell. I had to get off Zep for a few weeks. Well, that sounds terrible. Hopefully, it was just for a medical procedure. I was on 7.5. I hate 7.5, which felt like it was not working. That's why I hate 7.5. After being off of it for 3 weeks, I did 5 and did okay, and then went back to 7.5. And it did amazing. Okay, great. Yeah, there are a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, I do consider doing that. I haven't reached the point where I'm ready to make that commitment to drop down in dose. Um, but I have considered it for research purposes for this exact reason. So thank you for mentioning that. Okay. Any way to get compound approved through insurance? Nope. I'm on the pens, got very sick, 7.5, went back down to 5, but would like to find a way to play with dose so I can move up when I need to. Okay. So, can you get compound approved by insurance? No. Unfortunately, the way our health system is, it's just not going to happen. Um, it's just the downside. Um, if you're on Zep pens, you could talk to your doctor about switching you to Zep vials. That would potentially give you a little bit of wiggle room, not a whole lot, right? Because they are single dose vials. Um, but yeah. Did you see my video where I show you how to inject a pen into a sterile vial? That's all I'm going to say. So go check that out. Talk to your doctor. Okay. Dun, 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 Black Squirrel. Absolutely show sewing stuff. Oh, yeah. I've got so many clothes. I just pile them up. Yeah. I'll be sewing, making some of my bigger clothes smaller. Absolutely. Tammy is also from Illinois. Shut the front door. I can't take it, all you Illinoisans. All you Illinoisians. You're getting crazy up in this chat tonight. And I love you for it. Okay. I think we had like 6 people from Illinois. It's wild. Okay. Told me can exercise due to disability and cancer on lower extremities. Hence, nutritionist. Yes. Okay. Penny says, would you please tell me what NAD is? I'm pretty new to Manjaro and need all the info you give. Yeah. So, Penny, I have 2 videos about NAD where I go in depth. The first one tells you what NAD is. The very, very short version is it is something that we naturally produce in our bodies. And as we get older, we produce less. Right? It's got a big long name, which is why it's, shrunk down to NAD, right? But definitely if you want an in-depth explanation of what it does in our body, right? What it is exactly, definitely go check out that video. The second NAD video, which was posted the very next day, talks all about my experience on NAD. Like the claims that people have, does it do XYZ? And I talk all about that. So yeah, just do a search in YouTube for NAD and then FitFlavorFun, like FitFlavorFun is all one word, and those 2 videos should pop up for you. Okay. You don't know how correct you are to call Illinoisians aliens. Speaking from experience over here in Southern Illinois. You guys crack me up. I am. I'm going to put it in my book. I've got a book idea, one of which includes aliens. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be Illinoisians. What is your Facebook group name to join? Yeah, unfortunately the Facebook group got shut down. So I don't have a Facebook group. I'm going to be creating a new group. But I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to do that just yet. But yeah, Facebook shut us down twice because apparently I'm a drug dealer, according to Facebook, right? Like, it's just get me started. Okay. Penny says, Allie, you are so real because you're vulnerable makes the rest of us stronger. Absolutely. We are all stronger together. Love listening to you, friend. Yay. Penny, thank you. I super appreciate you. Okay. Mineral Lady, I may stay in another country for about 1 year. Well, don't get all braggadocious about it. That sounds like fun. I'm not sure if my new insurance will cover Zepbound in that country. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't even know if that country will have Zepbound on the market. Yeah, that is something that you're going to have to research. That is definitely something you're going to have to research. Look into what country it is, right? Look into, what they have available. That's very interesting. I don't know what to tell you with that. Man, you got all the hard questions tonight. What is going on? Do you think that I can order compound tirzepatide here in the US with my current insurance stops covering my Zepbound for a 6 to 8 month supply? Yes, you can absolutely do that. The challenge is traveling with that much. You also need to be careful. Make sure that you're utilizing a compound pharmacy that can give you the best use by dates, right? If you're doing an extended supply, like 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, right? You got to be careful with that. And then also look into the rules about traveling with that much medication. Because other countries may have rules about what you can do, or you have to have a doctor's note that specifically says you have this much, you have these conditions, right? So definitely take a look at all of that. I wish I had more answers for you in that regard. So, dang, us Illinoisians are putting GLP1s on the map tonight. Yeah, you are. You're putting Illinois on the map tonight. It's like the only thing on the map. Illinois, there's like a giant Illinois with all the people in it, and then there's like Colorado. That's everybody tonight. Okay. I'm going to start rapid firing through questions here, so bear with me. 2 hours and 37 minutes. I love you guys. Okay. Can I request the telehealth doctor to prescribe my compound tirzepatide to have an expiration date more than 8 months away? Again, this is going to depend on what pharmacy they use, because if it is one versus the other, then it won't matter if they could prescribe it that way, because the pharmacy can't make it that way. If that makes sense. Like the compound pharmacy has specific rules they have to adhere to. So, but if you can find a telehealth company that is offering those extended month doses, right? Then, a 12-month supply or whatever, then their dates will be pushed out. Okay. If I start with compound tirzepatide later, should I start with a low dose or go straight to 15? If I start with compound tirzepatide later, should I start from a low dose? So you mean, okay, let me answer it this way. If you're getting onto compound tirzepatide and you've taken a break from tirzepatide altogether, then yes, you should start at a lower dose, right? Because once it's been out of your system for 30 days, you start over. If you are, I think what we were talking about earlier is coming down in dose, but you're going to get the compound tirzepatide, right? You could then get it at the 15 and adjust your dosing. I think that's what you were referring to here. If not, I'm so sorry. My ADD brain. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, if you're thinking you're going to come down in dose, but you're not sure, but you're going to order your compound tirzepatide now, I would order it at the 15 at the dose you're at now, right? Because there's a lot more flexibility. Then you can talk to your doctor and say, hey, I'm going to go down to 12.5, right? They can help you through that. So, yeah. Cindy with the super chat. Thank you so much. I super appreciate you. Okay. Jennifer, Nebraska. Oh my God. After 90 pounds lost, I have upper arm wings, which I let fly. You crack me up. The grandkids love it. Yes, I was one of those grandkids too. I always loved it. It's like the best soft, jiggly skin. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. My granddaughters just roll their eyes. Hubby calls me an angel. That's very cute. I worked hard. I deserve it. So do you all. Yes, absolutely. I will say that if you have loose skin under your arms, okay. Yeah, I'm going to show you mine. Just hang in there. Okay. Right. This is all loose skin. If you work out, right? See? It helps. Wings, muscles, gun show. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're commenting to somebody else. I got to run through here and grab some questions. Thank you so much. Black Angel with the super chat. Thank you. I super appreciate you. Doris with the super chat. Thank you guys. You're so sweet. You guys, you know, you don't have to do that. I super appreciate when you do. Okay. Thank you, NAD. Can't wait to try it. Yes. And keep me posted, Mary. Keep me posted. Let me know if you have questions. Remember, I read all of the comments on all of my videos. So if you are just now joining, our shenanery crew, right? If I could talk, that would be great. Remember, you can comment on those old videos. So if you go watch the NAD video and you have NAD questions, you can comment on those videos and I get notifications about that and I will answer your questions. So just remember, I read all of the comments. So if you go back and watch something, if you watch the digestive enzymes video, right? You can comment on there when you have questions and I'll be able to help you from there. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days to get through all the comments because there's so many, but I do get through them. So, okay. Hey, loving the dragon shirt. Yeah, they're Ekrons from Avatar. Because I went to see Avatar 3, Fire and Ash. By the way, if you would be interested in hearing my movie review, make sure that you go subscribe to FitFlavorFun Uncensored, which is my second channel starting on Monday. It's already there. You can go subscribe, but I'm starting on Monday. And the Avatar Fire and Ash movie review is going to be one of the first videos. It's going to be great. I'm so excited. I am dying to talk to you guys about this movie. Okay. How do you know that you don't have to use CPAP anymore? Did you have another sleep study? Yeah, you can. Also, if your CPAP has an app on the phone, then you can talk to your doctor about how many incidences you're having per night, and they can best advise you right on how to move forward. It really just depends on how bad the sleep apnea is. So that's going to be very doctor dependent. But sometimes they will require another sleep study. If you already have a CPAP and it's one of the newer versions, they can take that data and download it, right? And then they can look and see and say, hey, here's an option. Here's what we can do. Let's bring the pressure down. Let's do this, do that. They may have you kind of step it down to then come off. It really just depends on the doctor. So, yeah. Mary says, Allie girl, you're a rock star. in every way. Wait, you're a doctor? I am not a doctor. That reminds me of this video that I absolutely love. If you haven't seen, I know I cut it and put it into one of my old videos because I love these videos. There, do a YouTube search for Dr. Tran, and it's this little boy. He's like 5 years old, and people keep claiming he's a doctor. I'm not going to ruin it for you because it's hilarious. But he's like, Dr. Tran, he's a real doctor. And then he's like, I'm not a doctor. Hilarious. I love the videos. Go watch it. You have 2 homework items from today, okay? You got to go watch Dr. Tran, little kid. It's a little cartoon. They're very short. And you got to subscribe to the second channel, which is FitFlavorFun Uncensored. Okay. You're a doctor, psychiatrist, best friend, comedian, confidant, all in one. I love that. Thank you. I aspire to be all of those things, except for doctor. Super not qualified. I do have a psychology degree, which probably doesn't surprise a lot of people. Not a psychiatrist, though. Not qualified. But I do have a degree. Just for funsies. I'm definitely joining your group because I really need to get paid for what you do. Absolutely. Thank you. You're so sweet, Mary. I love all your comments on my videos too. I see those. I see you. I see you out there. Okay. Got this. I Waverville 19 days from 1 year. I wish I knew what I know. No, yeah, that's a lot of people that feel that way. Hey there. Okay, so what is NAD for? I specifically use it to help with focus and energy. There are a lot of other people that use it for other things, but specifically that is what works for me. If you want more information, definitely do a YouTube search for NAD and Fit Flavor Fun. That's me. And the 2 videos will pop up and tell you all about NAD. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time. We're going to hit the 3-hour mark. We're getting crazy. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Kate brings up a very good point. Except for HRT patch, right? Hormone replacement therapy patch. Those are legit. Yes. I stand corrected. Those are legit. But all those other patches that you get online, Kind patch, dopamine patch, right? All of that other stuff is garbage. That's real. Thank you, Kate. Yes, patches for estrogen. Yes. Pretty sure you got to get all that through a doctor, though. I'm talking about patches that are like a sticker that you order for $14.99 off of TikTok Shop, right? Those is a sticker. It doesn't do it. Oh my goodness. Jenny, hello. Good morning from Sweden. Thank you for joining. I love that. I wish I knew what time it was in Sweden. Thank you for joining, though. Okay. Jenny says, how do you come off split dosing? It takes 2 times a week. I take 2 times a week now, but I'm thinking of going back to 7.5 once a week now that I've entered maintenance, 85 pounds down. First of all, you're doing fantastic. I love that for you. Second of all, you always want to talk to your doctor, right? But what my doctor recommended for coming off of split dosing was, so you do your first dose, and then where you would normally take a second dose, you don't. And then you come back around, right? You do your first dose, and you're back to doing the full dose for that week. That's what my doctor recommended for me. So, but anything dosing related, always talk to your doctor. Okay. I ended up in the ER. Oh no, because I have colitis, which is irritated by fiber. Yeah. I had to switch to a different kind of constipation medication. Miralax was the winner for me. Senecot. And if it goes longer, I think there was more longer than 2 days. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. All right. I'm going to rapid fire here, go through the questions. Do, 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 do. Okay. After losing weight, how to deal with skin around the neck. We were just talking about this earlier. So I have some products that I've been testing out. I will say there are some products that make it better, but full transparency, there is nothing. Okay. And I'm saying this full chest. There is nothing that fixes loose skin other than surgery. Okay. So I've got some videos coming out where I'm going to be talking about a lot of skincare products because people have been asking. But it's important to remember that a lot of this stuff, I've spent so much money testing these products, and most of them glorified moisturizers that don't do squat. And I do have the loose skin here. So, yeah. So make sure that if you haven't already, you subscribe because you're going to want to watch those videos. I have found a couple of products that have helped. But again, nothing fixes it other than surgery. And as a side note to that, please do not go to one of these fly-by-night places like Sono Bello or whatever. Like, you hear all the horror stories where you're like not under anesthesia and all this stuff, but it's cheaper. Don't do that. I don't care how much loose skin you have. I don't care how much you want some area lipoed. Don't do it. Because I have been researching for about 8 months now, and a lot of what I've seen where things go terribly wrong and people are botched is from places like that. So please, please, this is not an area where you want to try to save money. I just wanted to throw that. I know that wasn't part of your question, but I just want to throw it out there. Okay. Okay. Is it okay to take papaya enzymes with each meal? Yes. Is it required? No. Can you just take it when you don't feel good? You feel yucky. You feel like you ate too much. You feel like you got a brick sitting in your stomach. Yes. Can you take it before each meal? Yes. Can you take it after each meal? Yes. All the things. Yes. Is it a cure-all? No. Gotcha. Okay. Kate, you know I did, sis, and I subbed. Thank you. I will be excited to see all of you there on the new channel. Okay. Are there any safe sleep aid supplements that I can take every night before sleep? Yes. And hopefully it doesn't mess with GLP1s. Yes. It's called Sermorelin. Again, I have tested a lot of stuff. Melatonin, sleeping pills, prescriptions. Sermorelin has been a game changer when it comes to sleep. So go watch my video where I talk about Sermorelin, how I'm utilizing it for sleep. I cannot say. Whoa! It's okay. Sushi, are you protecting us from Kevin? He lives here. He goes here. Come here, Kevin. Yeah. She was about to get you, dude. She was going to get you. She was asleep and you snuck up on her? Yeah. Are you protecting us? Thank you. You good standard poodle? Okay. Okay. We're all right. Everybody's okay. Good girl. Got a big scary bark, right? Anyway, that was funny. So go watch the video about Sermorelin. Okay. And if you're looking for an option on where to get Sermorelin or NAD or your GLP1, tryshed.com, use my code. Okay. Save 30% because everybody likes to save money. Okay. Jumping through. I gotta look for the questions. Okay. Can we just have a tummy tuck to remove the belly fat and some loose skin around the belly and lose 8 to 12 pounds right away and have a flat tummy? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. If you got the money for it, absolutely. So if you want insurance to cover it, there are a few things that you're going to have to do. And I talked about that in my loose skin video. I've got another one coming up. So, yes, just remember, if you're going to get a tummy tuck and have loose skin removed, doesn't matter if it's covered by insurance or not, get the muscle repair. Everybody, take a note. If you're thinking about doing this in the future, if you have something scheduled, you're going to talk to your doctor, get the muscle repair. If you're getting a tummy tuck or you're getting loose skin removed, it's likely not going to be covered by insurance to have the muscle repair. I'm telling you, do it. Everything that I've seen, all the research that I'm doing, that is like the make it or break it, where people don't get the results that they want, because whenever you have a pregnancy, right, you have extreme weight gain, the muscles separate. And if you want the optimal results of a tummy tuck, got to bring those muscles back together. But I'm going to talk about that in depth in a video, because there's some new stitching techniques that I want to tell you guys about when it comes to that. So stick around. Okay. Just now joining the live. I'll rewatch from the beginning. Yes, definitely, because we have had a blast tonight. Okay. Dave's live too. You always have such good, thank you. You're very welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, everybody's subscribing to the second channel, which is awesome. Thank you. Okay, Another fun night. Nighty night. Oh, Dawn Anderson Nutrition. What was the announcement? It's that I've got a second channel. FitFlavorFun. It's right down here in the ticker. FitFlavorFun Uncensored. Bum, bum, bum. So rewatch from the beginning. I talk about like all the different stuff I'm going to be doing on that channel. Basically, it's everything except GLP1. GLP1 is still going to be right here, still coming to you live not live every day, but coming to you every day with videos, multiple videos every day. Have you guys seen what your girl Allie is doing with the videos? Have you seen this? We've got long form content in the morning to get you through your morning routine or to get you through your exercise routine. We've got shorts spaced out all throughout the day. We've got educational shorts, and then followed by shorts about Kevin getting a job, and then shorts that are funny. I've got you covered. If you haven't subscribed, I have no idea why. I don't know what more I could possibly be doing other than to have a second channel, which is what I'm going to be doing. So, all right. Oh, I went too far. Go back. Question. Okay. In Canada, I love Canada, we have quick pens. Yeah, we're getting those now too. Thinking to start MJ at a lower dose than 2.5. I just don't know how sensitive I may be. Thinking I can always go up. Yes. Now, the only thing that you want to keep in mind is however much there is in your quick pen, right? That's all there is. So you just want to make sure that you're keeping track and talk to your doctor about your dosing. But yes, there are many people that do this, doctor approved, of course, and they have great results. I think, and this is just me personally, remember, I'm not a doctor. I think that there are a lot of people that could start lower than 2.5 when it comes to tirzepatide, and they could have great results. I think that's the case for a lot of people, but we just don't know. I think I could have been one of those people, right? Had it been an option. Okay. Sold by Storm. Well, that sounds fun. That sounds like a superhero that's also got a retail business. Sold by Storm. Anyway. Okay. Hello. Moving up to 5 Manjaro pens. Been on them 3 months. Be getting 5 next week. Excited and nervous. Don't be nervous. You're going to be fine. I loved 5. Had a little side effects so far. What should I expect? Thanks for your videos. First of all, you're very welcome. Second of all, you should expect what you have already experienced. So, for example, for me, when it came to starting out on 2.5, I had constipation, I had fatigue. The fatigue lasted for a few days, right, after injection day, and then it went away. And then I had some other little nausea kind of sprinkled here and there. So, whatever side effects you're currently experiencing, I would expect more of that. Not necessarily more as in more frequency of it, but just if you were on 2.5 long enough for those side effects to go away, then, right, you go to 5 and you may find that you have those same side effects again. So yeah, but don't be nervous. You got this. Come back next week and let me know how you're doing, okay? Okay. 1 GLP1 lottery, 3 months for $25. Yeah, that's great. That's why I taught trips. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let me make sure I don't miss any questions as we wrap it up for the evening. Allie, that's me. I can't find your name on Facebook. Do you have the link? I'll go in and put the link after I come out of the live. I'll do that for you. Okay. Yay! Thank you. Thank you for coming here tonight. Okay, Jude says, anyone try Mochi Health? Jude, you've come to the wrong place, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. So I don't recommend this one. Okay. I have videos on my channel to explain why. So and there are better options available to you. If you're looking for options to compare telehealth companies, go to glpwinner.com, right? And then it'll allow you to kind of compare. It'll let you do a price comparison, see what's available. So you can definitely check that out. If you're looking for who I use tryshed.com, and you can use my coupon code for 30% off. And you can check them out, right, on the comparing website as well. They're pretty fantastic. But yeah, I don't recommend that one. Go watch my videos if you want to know why I feel that way. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Jude said, I love this woman. Hey, thanks. I love you too. Okay. All right. I'm trying to make sure I wrap up all the last minute questions here. Hi, everyone. I was on Ozempic. I lost 40 pounds. Then I stopped losing weight, switched to the Wegovy. Weight went up. Okay. Ozempic and Wegovy, they're same thing. So now I'm on Zepbound. Great. Just staying at one weight. Okay. So the thing is, Alex or Kimberly or Alex Kimberly, go watch my videos about switching from either Ozempic Wegovy to Zepbound or semaglutide to tirzepatide. Okay. I have quite a few videos. And what you need to keep in mind is because you started out on Ozempic Wegovy and now you're switching, you may find that you have to go up to a higher dose to get results on Zepbound, right? Tirzepatide. This is incredibly common. So if you find that you're going up through the doses every 4 weeks and you're not getting results, don't panic. It's just because you had started out on Ozempic, right? And now you're having to find the dose that works for you with tirzepatide, right? Zepbound, because they are not the same medication. So, but go watch those videos because I talk about more of that in depth. And unfortunately, I've hit the 3-hour mark. We're getting crazy here, people. Okay. Do you know why I stopped losing weight after 40 pounds on Ozempic? Yes, likely because it's Ozempic. I know people get mad at me when I say that. It's only going to do so much for you. And unfortunately, with Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy, right? Statistically speaking, from the research studies, you're only going to lose so much weight. But the good news is now you've switched over to tirzepatide, so you may see more results. So, okay. Allie, should I take a break from Zepbound for a few weeks and then start with 5 milligram for 1 to 2 months? And then, okay, no. If you're going to take a break from any GLP-1 for a few weeks, then you start over at the lowest dose. Okay. I know there are some doctors that will put you back at 5. Please don't do that. I would much rather you do 2.5 for a couple of weeks and then move up to 5 than end up in the ER. You have to remember that as you kind of approach that 30-day mark, all of the GLP-1 med is out of your system. And so you're starting over from scratch. So you have to be really, really careful about that. I personally am not a huge fan of a reset. And go watch my video about resets and everything you need to know about them. A reset is when you come off of a GLP-1 to then go back on it. And I cover all of that in that video. There's a lot to it. So, hey, Jude just subscribed. I'm so glad that you subscribed. Thank you. Definitely go check out my past videos. Check out the newbies playlist. Check out my previous live videos. We always have so much fun here. So set your reminder. Everyone, this is your reminder to set your reminder. Thursday between 6 and 6:30 Central Time. That's when I go live. And I would love to see you all here every week. Okay? What is the name of the sleep aid supplements? Can't quite. It's Sermorelin. Sermorelin. Okay. S-E-R, I think M-O-R-E-L-I-N. Don't quote me on that. Spelling is not my forte. But I did a video about it. So I've got it there on the channel. Just kind of scroll through and you'll see it. Okay. All right. I got to jump off of here, guys. I am officially going to turn into a pumpkin. Okay. Just going through, making sure. Don't forget, thank you for going to subscribe. Don't forget, if you're looking for the other channel, okay, it's going to be everything all fun, but not GLP-1. Little rhyme for you. Then definitely make sure that once you leave, you hit the like button here and go subscribe to FitFlavorFun Uncensored, because starting on Monday, I'm going to have lots of great content for you there. So thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. I can't believe we were here for 3 hours. It goes by so fast because we have so much fun. If you are watching on the replay, make sure you put replay in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? What is happening over there? Let's talk about this. If you are an Illinoisian, make sure you hit that like button. If you love Kevin, make sure you hit that like button, right? Make sure you watch Kevin's videos, his shorts where he gets a job, because it's very important to pull your weight, okay? That's right. You get a job. All right. I know you're ready for bed. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. And as always, be kind, rewind.